WMIXsports.com. Tonight, Chris, Hugo, Jeff Lonnon alongside. It's a pleasure to be here with you from Ken Hunt Stadium. We're in your Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth now. We welcome those of you on WMIXsports.com. For the Rams tonight, obviously, you hope for the first win. You hope to go out on a winning note. Hope a lot of things go your way tonight. But for the Mount Carmel Golden Aces, this is a team that has had a bevy of success under Darren Peach. He's their winningest coach in school history, leaves after 16 years. Michael Brewer stands in. 4-4 Mount Carmel team looking for 5-4. But for the Golden Aces, a bit of fortune went their way. They had previously lost in conference play to Mount Vernon, Indiana, who played an ineligible player. So Mount Vernon, Indiana had to forfeit, and that is how Mount Carmel got to their fourth win. Lost to Vincennes Lincoln that same week, and then, got their third win. Lost to Vincennes Lincoln that following week for 3-4. Beat Boonville, Indiana last week for 4-4, and now they hope for 5-4 tonight for the Rams. However, so the Ram team could be a different look tonight. We talked to Coach Goodhart before the game. There will be a different look to his Bird Watson starting lineup tonight. Basically a new quarterback. Nick Malone, the junior, will move from under center, out of the gun, to a wide receiver position, and freshman quarterback Hunter Simmons will get to start tonight, Coach. It's a bold move for Coach Goodhart, but we've seen Hunter Simmons, the freshman, improve over the course of the year. Nick Malone appears as if he could play anywhere where the football will be thrown, handed off, or whatever. Could be a good move for the offense tonight.
I like it. I like the move. I've liked it all week. I've known about it. I've talked to him about it. I think it's a good move. I think it gets you another athlete on the field. I think it gets a really good athlete out of the quarterback spot and puts him in a position where he can run the ball or catch the ball. Hunter Simmons is certainly capable of throwing the football, and he's certainly capable of handing the ball off. You know, the thing about Hunter Simmons is he's a freshman. It's his first varsity start. I don't think anything he'll do tonight, if he makes mistakes, will be physical. I think it'll just be nerves, possibly early. You hope he settles in, and I think he probably will. But I would say this: it's a freshman playing, at a pretty high level of football, and there's going to be some nerves. So we need to just get this first series out of the way, I think, and regardless of what happens, and get those butterflies out, and then just go play. And he can play, Chris. He's got all the tools. He's got size. He can throw the football. He's a smart kid. He's got all the intangibles you want in a quarterback. And like I said earlier, in Malone's case, you get Malone out of there, and now he gets to run the ball or catch the ball, and he's on the other end of it. And that makes him so much more valuable, in my opinion, and makes their offense more potent as we go on here tonight.
We need to stop to honor America here from Ken Hunt Stadium. We'll take a break and come back. This is Rams football, powered by Community First Bank.
With the housing market ticking up and rates still low, now is the perfect time to purchase the home of your dreams. Hi, this is Joy Strader, mortgage specialist from People's National Bank. People's National Bank has several different programs to choose from to help get you in the home of your dreams. Stop by and see me at 413 South 34th Street, Mount Vernon, Illinois, or apply online at peoplesnationalbank.com.
People's National Bank, serving Southern Illinois since 1909. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Loans subject to credit approval.
According to FoxBusiness.com, automobile insurance providers estimate that on average, a person will experience 3 to 4 auto collisions in a lifetime. So the big question is, how do you know where to bring your vehicle after you've been in an accident? This is Chase Landers from Landers Towing and Collision Centers in Mount Vernon and Salem. It's easy for me to say that Landers is where you should always consider anytime you've suffered damage to your vehicle. And here's why. Not only do we offer limited lifetime warranty on all repairs and refinishes, but we also complete the repairs using the highest quality refinish products the market has to offer. Landers is also a direct repair facility for most insurance carriers, and in many cases provide a courtesy vehicle or easier access to a rental. We understand what it's like to be in a bind. If unfortunate circumstances fall upon you, we offer prompt RV collision repair services, towing, and heavy-duty towing and collision as well. That's why we feel comfortable saying we're the best. So come see the professionals in Mount Vernon and Salem, or feel free to look us up at landersauto.com. Big or small, Landers fixes them all. Call 1-888-LANDERS. That's 1-888-LANDERS.
Your home for the Mount Vernon Rams is WMIX Sports, powered by Community First Bank.
WMIX, WMIXsports.com. We just wrapped up the national anthem here from Ken Hunt Stadium. Final game of the year for Mount Vernon Rams football. We need to take yet another break. When we come back, we will get you set up for this game tonight between the Rams and the Mount Carmel Golden Aces. Stay with us. WMIX, WMIXsports.com. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports.
Here's Jeff Schmidt for Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac of Mount Vernon. Right now at Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac, you can get 0% financing for up to 72 months on several models. This is a big savings. You save all the interest. We keep your payments really low. The selection's great right now, but they're going quick, so you need to hurry in to Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac. That's on select models only, so you need to come in, check out the vehicles that qualify, and let's deal.
Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac of Mount Vernon, 3423 Broadway in Mount Vernon.
When it comes to banking, Banterra is the change you want to make. I'm Jeff Spieth, Market Executive for Banterra, and you should know that our top priority is personal service. It's why Banterra is the region's largest locally owned community bank. We offer convenient online and mobile banking, mobile check deposit, online mortgage services, and have 25 Southern Illinois branches to serve you. Banterra Bank, proud supporter of Southern Illinois high school sports. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
When you're the people's choice for favorite Italian restaurant, you're on top of your game. And that's Joe's Pizza. Where else can you go to get that great, superb Chicago-style pizza and amazing pastas? Yep, Joe's is the place. Joe's features homemade sauces from the Trupiano family's secret recipe. At Joe's, you can dine in, carry out, have it delivered, or order online at orderjoes.com. Experience pizza the way it was meant to be. Joe's Pizza, 819 Jordan in Mount Vernon. Your home for the Mount Vernon Rams is WMIX Sports, powered by Community First Bank.
WMIX, WMIXsports.com. The Mount Vernon Rams and Mount Carmel Golden Aces wrap up this 2017 season here tonight. At least the Rams do still an outside shot at the playoffs for Mount Carmel. Good evening again. I'm Chris Hugo. Jeff Lonnon is alongside. We'll have kickoff in about 90 seconds here from Ken Hunt Stadium. We're in your Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth tonight, wrapping up this Landers Collision Center's pregame show. And obviously for the Rams, you'd love to be able to finish off the season with a win, snap the losing streak, and again, Hunter Simmons getting the start at quarterback tonight. The freshman, it's going to be a battle of freshman quarterbacks. Caleb Appleby, the freshman QB, 6'5", 200 pounds from Mount Carmel, has a little bit more starting experience this year. But obviously for the Rams, if you can maybe on your own get a big play tonight, get things rolling offensively to start, maybe it'll go your way.
Well, big plays have been something the Rams have been victim of all year long, so it'd be nice to get a couple ourselves. The Rams have struggled to move the chains every game this year, Chris. It's just been a struggle to really get anything established offensively, and because of that, they're giving up too many possessions to the other team. And, you can only hold so long when your defense is on the field, more than half the game. So it's a huge key for this offense tonight to eat clock and get some first downs. And I say this, I sound like a broken record, but it's really one of the huge keys of winning football games is your offense has got to churn yards. Because when you churn yards, the clock runs, it's demoralizing to your teammates, and more so, they can't score when you're picking up first downs. And it just makes for a more exciting, closer football game in the fourth quarter when you give yourself a chance to win. And I just think that's so important for them tonight. The other thing that's important is they need to play with emotion, and they shouldn't need any more motivation than tonight. It's pink out night. There's a nice crowd. We've got a huge ceremonies here at halftime with the balloons, with HOSA, and with some of the other organizations who've come here to support breast cancer research. There's pink everywhere. The Rams have their pink jerseys on, and then we talked earlier about the fact that you got a chance to eliminate Mount Carmel from playoff eligibility. So throw out all the other 8 games and play this one, and you've got a lot to play for. There's no question about it. It's a beautiful night for football. It's a nice 67 degrees, I believe, Chris. Last I checked weather.com. And, boy, it's a perfect setting to get one here. And I don't like to talk about it, but hey, let's face it, we haven't won a game in a while. Let's break that streak, right?
You don't like to talk about it, but it is talked about in Week 6 of 2015. Unfortunately, it's the last Ram victory. It was against Carbondale at home, and the Rams would love to snap that here tonight. They'd love to shred it up, as a matter of fact. The Rams and the Golden Aces tonight. Rams will be in a different look tonight. It is pink out night. The bulk of the Rams are wearing pink socks to complement their black pants and black jerseys with pink numerics. Many have names of in memory or in honor of the survivors, fighters, what have you tonight. Some don't, but they're all supporting the effort tonight. Same black helmets, matte black with the MV emblazoned on the side. The Golden Aces will have the football first to start tonight, as the Rams will kick off to open up this first quarter of high school football. All the action tonight, all the starting lineups brought to you by I should say, brought to you by Bird Watson. We'll get to that in just a moment. We'll have to meet the Ram offense just a little bit later. I misread the coin toss in those proceedings. I thought the Rams were going to have the football first. But it'll be Fitzgerald's on to kick off. The Aces have 2 to return at about the 15-yard line on the hashes. End over end, right to left for the Rams to defend here in the first. It'll be picked up by Mount Carmel. This will be between the hashes at about the 25-yard line. That's a big tackle by the Rams at about the 25. Looked like that was Braden Stipp on the return. Didn't get a lot out of it, but it'll be at the 25-yard line, 1st and 10 for Mount Carmel. 6 seconds into this one on WMIX, Mount Vernon, a free service from Withers Broadcasting. Top of the 7 o'clock hour.
Well, a good kick from Fitz to start the game down to about the 10 and a minimal return. He got about 14 yards out of it, which wasn't too bad, but the 24-yard line is a good place for us to stop them and make them gain some yards here on their first possession.
So it'll be out of the gun. Single back set, trips to the left, 1 to the right here for the Golden Aces. 3-step drop for Appleby, looking down that left sideline for the pass. Ooh, little sideline route that was supposed to be a cut toward the hash, and that'll fall incomplete for the Aces. 11:50 to go in the first, no score.
They certainly went for it on the first play of the game. They sent 2 receivers down the left side of the field. They were trips to one side and a single receiver on the other. They were out of the gun. How many weeks in a row have we seen this shotgun stuff, Chris? It doesn't seem like anybody just gets down and grinds it out anymore.
3 to the left, 1 to the right. It's going to be a pitch to the right side from the quarterback to the running back. Up the right to the 30, down to the 34-yard line. Brought down. Big tackle by the Rams. The ball carrier was number 8, Blake Kite. That'll be a gain of about, it's about 9. Ooh, they might give him the entire tamale of 10 yards. That'll be a first down for Kite on the ground. It's been a first down of the night. Gained by the Golden Aces, 11:42 mark of the first quarter. All of the action is powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland, Balford and Dix, Woodlawn and Ina, where local matters. Community First isn't just their name, it's what they believe. Trips left, 1 right. More of a pistol set, if you will, for the Golden Aces. Kite again is going to be tackled for a loss. That's a huge tackle for loss, down to about the 33-yard line. Depending upon the spot, might be a loss of 2 here for 2nd and 12.
And that's just a great play by the defensive line. A couple of the Mount Carmel linemen whiffed on their blocks, and boy, Mount Vernon made them pay for it there. That's a big 3-yard, 4-yard loss for the Aces, and that sets them up in a passing situation now here on 2nd down.
Ball's on the Mount Carmel 34 for the Aces in their white-clad uniforms, gold helmets. Looking for the pass down the left side. That's going to be picked up somehow by Austin Rager down the sideline. Nobody's going to beat him. 10-5 for the score. 66-yard touchdown pass for the Golden Aces. Rager with the catch, but the Aces on top. It's 6-0. And no look for the point after. So Rager with the huge grab there is on his fingertips. He was able to bring it in. Little play up the left side. And 66 yards later, he hits Pater.
Well, they went the same direction on the first play of the game, so we had to know that might be coming, or at least that could have made us maybe a little more aware it was coming, but they got over the top of us, didn't keep the ball in front of us. Good pass, good catch. That took a perfect pass, by the way, and the Mount Carmel quarterback executed.
They wait the point after attempt. The kick is up. Looks like it splits the uprights. It does. 7-0 Mount Carmel on their first drive. So an efficient offense here early for the Golden Aces working. They're able to get the big play. We said the Rams would have to limit those, or avoid those, what have you. Golden Aces get one, and at the 10:46 mark of this first quarter, it's 7-0 Golden Aces. So not much time off of the clock there, about 1:14. Really, they started with about 11:54, so about 1:08 gone off of the clock.
Yeah, that's not a good start. Not a good start. And again, the big play that we talked about that's plagued the Mount Vernon Rams defense all year has struck again here early with just, gosh, we're only, what'd you say, 1.5 minutes into this football game.
We'll meet the Rams here in just a moment, sponsored by Bird Watson Home Medical. 7-0 Golden Aces after one series. A 66-yard grab for Austin Rager. And then a kick having the point after added by Bryson Phelps makes it 7-0. The Rams will have Mr. Dameron back to return this kickoff. We'll see if it gets that far. Looks like it'll be Braden Stipp to kick off. 10:46 mark of the opening quarter. We're glad to be here in your Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth. They were here earlier tonight for the Ram tailgate. And this will be a kick that bounces about the 5, hops into the end zone. The Rams will have a touchback. They'll start from their own 20-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10. No time off the clock, so still 10:46 to go here in this opening quarter. Glad to have those of you back watching us at WMIXsports.com. I had to take a couple of weeks off due to various school regulations, but here we are back online for you to view. Streaming is sponsored by Ridley College. Log on to rlc.edu and see how you can save thousands on your collegiate education. Ridley College, your journey starts here. The Rams' journey to a score starts here. We'll have some changes, of course, to the wide receivers as freshman Hunter Simmons is getting the nod at quarterback tonight. We're going to have wholesale changes for the Rams, different running back as well. So some late scratches to the lineup. Here's the snap out of the gun for the quarterback Simmons. Great poise. It'll be complete. That is to Amir Spann at about the 25. Gets a couple extra yards to the 27. Gain of 7 through the air. He's still not down.
No, he's not.
Extra for Amir Spann as he gets down to about the 30. That is unreal. He just fought off the defender, used that strength, that agility, got to about the 30-yard line for a first down. It'll be a 10-yard gain for Amir Spann, number 5.
He caught it at about 8, turned around, and everybody just stood and looked at each other, so he decided, hey, if you're not going to tackle me, might as well go ahead and get this.
So, Leak, Spann, your receivers to the left. Scarborough getting the start at running back tonight. We'll get you to the rest of the receivers, the rest of the line, your Bird Watson Home Medical starting lineups in a moment. 2-step drop, now a 3-step drop. Now, rolling to the right side is Simmons, trying to dump it off. Strong throw at about the feet of his intended target, Dameron on that right side, top of your screen. And now, 10:13 mark, the clock will stop here in the first quarter. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Rams. So your wide receivers tonight for the Rams are Nick Malone and Isaiah Dameron on the right side. Left side so far has been Amir Spann and Evan Leak. Dawson Winkleman, Tyrese Owens, Devin Edwards, Gabe Blumeyer, Taj Gibson. Your offensive line, it was given to me earlier. I do see a few changes already. Starting lineups tonight are brought to you by Bird Watson Home Medical. We'll tell you more about them after this play.
Mount Vernon starts the game out with 2 passes. That shows they're confident in Hunter Simmons to throw the football. And I like that.
Out of the pistol. 2 right, 2 left, the receivers for the Rams. 2nd and 10 from their own 30. Already 1 for 2 tonight is Simmons, and now it's going to be handoff Scarborough. Trying to go off tackle to the right side. No gain. Maybe a loss of 1 to bring up 3rd and 11.
Yeah, not a lot of blocking on the right side of the line. We're standing up, playing too high. Got to play low, got to drive hips, got to wedge the hole open, and we got to get through there a lot better than that, or our running game's not going to be very effective against this big front line. They are big up front. Now that I can kind of see them now. They've got some boys up there that look like they've been in the weight room.
2 to the left, 2 to the right for the Rams. Provide your loved one with a gift of comfort and mobility with all of the latest styles, colors, and features only offered in Power Lift chairs from Bird Watson. The Daydreamer with Power Pillows, space-saver chairs, and options that add total comfort to enhance and customize any chair. More on that after this pass downfield. Spann will juggle it. No, he doesn't at 25, the intended target. Would have been a big play. He had everybody beat for the possible score at the 9:59 mark of the first. It was a 2-step drop for Simmons. He looked down the left side, found Spann, heaved it downfield. A beautiful toss. It won't work out for the Rams. They got 1 first down and then stalled at the 9:59 mark here of the first quarter.
I feel Steve McCoy's pain right here. Man, oh man, that was a good ball. Hit him in stride, Chris, at about the 30-yard line. He threw that thing about 45 to 50 yards in the air. Hit him in stride, right on the money. And we could not haul the ball in for the completion. That would have been a huge play for Mount Vernon. Now instead we got a punt.
Rams will punt here. Of course, you can find those powered chairs. Full lineup of Bird Watson Medical Equipment, 1200 Main Street in Mount Vernon. 4th and 11 for the Rams. Here comes the punt. Almost might have got a hand on it. Possible block. But it'll take a Ram bounce at about the 45 to midfield. Now to the opposing 45. Down at about the 43-yard line as it stayed in bounds. That will be Parker Jennings to down it. That's where the Golden Aces will start. 1st and 10 for Mount Carmel. 9:51 mark rather of this first quarter. It's 7-0 Aces. The difference in the game is a big play. A 66-yard completion to Austin Reiger. Harrisburg making a fool of me. I thought Carbondale would have not relative ease necessarily with the Bulldogs, but Harrisburg leads Carbondale 7-0 with 5:49 to go in the first. We'll take a look around the rest of the conference in a moment. That scoreboard update sponsored by Tony Wilt, your State Farm agent. out of the gun here. It's going to be a quick pitch up this right side again for Kite. He'll be brought down with authority at about midfield. Gain of 7 to the 49.
Good hit. Mount Vernon physical on defense.
Dawson Winkleman with the tackle. I thought that was Winkleman. They said maybe Allen on the tackle. Either way, it was a number 2 on the second number. My apologies for the misidentification. 2nd and 4 now for the Aces. The ball is on the Mount Vernon 49-yard line. Near hash is a spot as the Aces move left to right. Appleby calls for the snap. Going to be a quick pass, and that will be a big hit from Dameron. Dameron came over the top to get his target. That was number 22, Zach Whitler, the 5'10 senior who could not hang on. It'll be 3rd and 4 now.
2 good hits in the last 2 offensive plays from the Mount Vernon defense. And Mount Carmel knows we're here. I can tell you that.
So many years, a nice little matchup. Late 90s. Took some years off. Reappeared on the schedule, I believe, in 2011. So now it's 3rd and 4 for the Aces. 9:15 left in the first. Another flick to the outside, a little quick pitch, and that'll be a huge tackle. But already with the first down is the ball carrier, Whitler. I believe in on the tackle. Couple of Rams.
Yeah, looks like he got about 6 on the toss play to the boundary there. Defensive end's got to keep his outside arm free, Chris. We've gotten beat on that outside edge a couple times now already early. Got to keep the outside arm free, and you got to string that play to the sideline and let your backers and your cornerbacks come up.
Appleby claps for the snap, rolls to the left side, looks, that'll be complete. The Rams will bring the ball carrier down. Looks like that was Spann and Scarborough on the tackle. I believe the target was Austin Rager again. So Rager gets about 3 on the play. 2nd and 7 now for the Aces. 8:50 to go in the first quarter. Still 7-0 Mount Carmel.
And I'm okay with that. But don't get beat deep. Do not get beat over the top. Secondary, be aware of those backs releasing past you. The receivers releasing past you.
Trips left, 1 right for the Aces. Single back. Little ball fake.
Here
now looking downfield, and this one will be well overthrown.
Yep.
Good coverage that time by Dameron. The target, I believe, was Luke Gould that time. It'll be 3rd and 7 for Mount Carmel. 8:28 left to go in the first.
Carmel just trying to suck you up with the run and then throw the pass over the top. And that time we had a really good job, prepared for that play. Dameron was on that from the beginning.
So 8:28 left to go. We are in the first quarter from Ken Hunt Stadium. We're in your Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth. Appleby wants a snappy collapse. Pretty obvious. Now looking down to the right side for his target, Austin Rager again. His comfortable target at about the 25-yard line. So it would have been a 14-yard completion if he would have been able to grab it, but it was way too high. It'll be 4th and 7 now for the Aces. Mount Carmel hanging on to a 7-0 lead. Community First Bank of the Heartland. Local matters. Friends and neighbors on staff who understand your needs. Local businesses, local decisions. Community First Bank isn't just their name, it's who they are.
I'm going to go for this, Chris.
They are on 4th and 7 from the Ram 39. Far hash spot. 2-step drop for the quarterback, Appleby, looking into the slant, and that will be completed. Rager's going to hang on. Fighting him all the way is Dameron. Dameron, I think, was trying to strip as opposed to just bring him down, and he'll drag the defender all the way inside the 5 to about the 3.
It's been a 36-yard completion, Chris.
Every bit of 36 yards. Most of that gained the hard way by Austin Rager.
They went at Dameron 4 times, and finally they connected. They isolate that receiver way out here one-on-one with the cornerback, and then they just play a 2-man game out here with those 2 guys. The Trips guys on the other side haven't seen a whole lot of action since the touchdown pass.
Appleby now, a little toss to the outside runner, and that's going to be a quick little scant there by, I think that was Zach Whitler again. So Whitler gets a 3-yard touchdown run, and now it is 13-0 Aces. Set up by the big play, just a little short run. Quick toss to the outside. Quick run to the boundary.
They're picking on that weak side. They're putting trips to the left and then one receiver out on her. That time the receiver cracked down on the end of the line of scrimmage to give the toss play a chance, and we could not defeat a block, and he just walked in easily.
Kick is no good. So it's 13-0 Mount Carmel, 7:56 mark of this first quarter. So the Golden Aces jump out to a couple of possession lead here over the Rams, as the Rams obviously had a good start to that first drive with a big completion early and then stalled out. So the Rams right now going to get another look at the offense and see how they do under freshman quarterback Hunter Simmons.
Well, a fast start for Mount Carmel. There were a couple promising bright spots in the first possession for the Rams, but again, moving the chains consistently is going to pose a problem for the Rams if we don't get that done. The Mount Carmel offense is good enough now, we've seen. They're going to spread the field on us. They're going to pick on the weak side. They're going to throw the football. Obviously not scared of that. They're now, let's see, they have thrown 7 passes now in just 5 minutes of this first quarter. So they are pass happy, and they are comfortable doing that. So we've got to get some first downs and eat the possession clock or the possession game up here. Give ourselves a chance to get a score here, get back in this game.
Kickoff is to Leak, and he's going to run it between the hashes. He's now at the 40-yard line, looking to get to midfield. He's about the 47, 48. Big return for the freshman Evan Leak. The Rams will have great field position, 1st and 10 from their own 48-yard line. It'll be on the near hash.
Yeah, that's a spark right there. Good special teams play, big return. Now the Rams have the ball near midfield, and let's see what they can do with it from here.
Rams have it 1st and 10, 7:44 mark of this opening quarter. 13-0 Aces lead. Out of the pistol set for the freshman quarterback, Hunter Simmons. 2 left, 2 right are the receivers. Back in the backfield is Scarborough, the senior on senior night. It'll be a fake, and Simmons going to run it himself. He's to the midfield marker, now 45, steps out of bounds at about the 41, maybe the 42. They'll give him to the 40. It is a gain of 12 for the freshman quarterback. So Hunter Simmons, number 11, showing off his mobility, gets a gain of 12 on the ground and gives the Rams a first down.
And that gives you that extra athlete on the field that we talked about that can move the football. And it paid off right there in a big way. And now the Rams are down here at the 40-yard line and moving.
Ball on the near hash. Rams move right to left. Empty backfield now. 3 left, 2 right are the receivers for the freshman Simmons. Malone, the junior quarterback turned wideout, is in motion all the way from the far end. And this will not be a sweep. It'll be Simmons swallowed up and maybe fumbled the football. The Aces may have it. That was a strip, of course not on my roster, by one of the Aces. And so it'll be a huge turnover for the Rams. And we had talked about some of the things maybe not being physical. That was a case where it was a bit mental there for Simmons on the ball fake. Actually, that's just a play that broke down when you really think about it.
Well, it was jet sweep action into the boundary over here. This is the narrow side of the field. That's a tough play to run with such a little room to work with. But I don't believe it was a design give. I think he was supposed to fake it and then run to the right side off the defensive end, but he dropped the ball.
So now the Aces have Rager running the other way out of the backfield. We'll sweep into round action there as he'll run maybe all the way to the far boundary for a gain of maybe 1 or 2. We'll bring up second down now for the Golden Aces as Rager, number 11, gets a carry there. 7:16 to play in the first quarter, 13-0 the score. Local matters most, Community First Bank. Community isn't just where they work. It's where they live and raise their families just like you and I. Community First isn't just their name, it's what they believe. For the Aces, 2 left, 2 right. Single back set here for the freshman quarterback, Caleb Appleby. Out of the gun, takes a snap, looking down to this right side. It will be complete easily to Stipp as he looks for some yardage past the 45. Enough for a first down. That's going to be a gain of about 11, maybe 12. It'll set things up in Mount Vernon territory here as the Aces continuing to move the football now to the Mount Vernon 44-yard line, tucked inside that near hash.
Nice tackle to get him down, but it is a first down.
Aces are 4-4 coming in. They need the 5th win to become playoff eligible, but they're going to need Harrisburg and Mater Dei to give them a couple of playoff points. Those are their only options tonight. That still may not be enough. 2 left, 2 right. The Aces receivers now Rager in motion. Ball fake. Little pump now looking over the top, and that one will be complete to the Aces. Wow. That one will be poked out. The Rams may have it. That was initially a grab, I thought, by Whitler. And the Rams will recover as that one was fumbled there at about the 10-yard line. I think Leak recovered it. Span may have stripped it, and I thought Leak recovered.
Absolutely.
1st and 10 for the Rams, deep in their own territory at their own 10. That was a great catch. That might have even been Jacob Thacker. My apologies. Just couldn't hang on to it. Had Stipp trying to get there to recover it. Couldn't. Rams do, and it's 1st and 10. It's a couple of turnovers.
Well, that's a break, because obviously if he catches that and comes down with it, they're knocking on the door now inside the 10-yard line. We'll see if we can do something and get on the board here.
2 to the left, 2 to the right for the Rams. Man in motion will be Malone. Snap is to Simmons. It's going to be an inside handoff. Scarborough's going to stretch to the right side, trying to beat a man. Shakes the defender. He's pushed ahead. There'll be a flag there. He was pushed past the 20 for first down yardage as Cade Scarborough got 10, maybe 12. Looks like 12, and we have a flag. We'll see what the call is going to be. As of right now, it's a 12-yard gain. I'll see what the white hat says.
Well, it looks to me like they are talking to Mount Carmel captain. Yep.
And it'll be against the Rams. It'll go back. I didn't quite see that, but there was a lot of congestion on that far sideline. 6:30 to go. We're in the first quarter from Ken Hunt Stadium. 13-0. Aces on top. 6:30 mark of this first quarter.
First penalty of this game comes at a costly time for the Rams, because that would have been a first down.
3 to the right. Nope, tight right side. 2 on each side. Still a back in the backfield, Scarborough for the freshman Simmons. Here on Pink Out Night, senior night for Mount Vernon. 1st and 11 from their own 9. It ended up as a net loss of 1. Scarborough will get the carry. It'll be a loss this time. Mount Carmel saw that developing. Back to about the 4, maybe. We'll see where the Rams are getting a generous spot here, actually at about the 7, so it'll only be a loss of 2. It'll be 2nd and 13.
It's a fortunate spot.
Maxwell will come off the field. Leak will be back on for the Rams. Again, a change at quarterback for the Rams as Malone has turned into a wide receiver tonight. Freshman Hunter Simmons now your quarterback. Has 2 freshman quarterbacks going toe-to-toe for these 2 teams.
You got to be careful here. You're 2nd and long, and that's a passing situation, and that line's going to be pinning their ears back, going for that quarterback, assuming it's pass. Got to take care of the ball here.
Step drop for Simmons. Looking down that right side for Dameron. It'll be out of his reach. Clock will stop. 5:39 to go. 3rd and 14 for the Rams. It is 13-0 Mount Carmel here in the first.
Now they're at 3rd down and about 14. And here again, an obvious passing situation. The Mount Carmel secondary will certainly have their eyes open for everything in the air. So got to be careful here on a pick, an interception. Anything you see that's funny, just throw it away and punt the ball away, and don't turn the ball over here.
3rd and 14 for the Mount Vernon Rams from their own 6. 13-0 Mount Carmel, 5:39 mark. Single back here out of the pistol. Looking to this right side over the top. That'll be complete to Dameron. However, that'll be a gain of about 1. 4th and 13.
Good ball. No question about that, but when you're in the shotgun and you're lined up 5 or 6 yards deep and then you take another 5-yard drop, which is how that's coached, by the way. That's not the quarterback doing anything wrong. You have to throw the ball a long way just to get, 10 yards, 9 or 10 yards just to get back to the line of scrimmage. And then we were only able to gain 1 after we caught the ball. It looked better than what it was.
So it'll be 4th and 13. Rams will punt. Looks like it's Maxwell tonight punting for the Rams. Low snap and a struggle. Actually, that's Scarborough. My apologies. Didn't see the bottom of the number. Stipp will have it at about the 30-yard line. Trying to cut back as he was juggling between the hashes. And he's down at about the 28 where the Aces will have it 1st and 10. 4:39 left to go here in the first quarter. It's 13-0 Mount Carmel on top. Get you a quick Tony Wilt State Farm scoreboard update here. Marion was leading Mattoon after 1, 14-0. Harrisburg leads Carbondale after 1, 7-zip. Altoff leads Houston Christian 14-0 in the first quarter. That's in Houston, Texas. Anna Jonesboro leads Benton 14-0 in the first quarter. That's all we have at the moment. Scores are sponsored by Tony Wilcher, State Farm agent of Mount Vernon. Look for that white State Farm Jeep around town. Little pitch, more of a shovel pass on a play to Satchel Patberg, trying to break that far sideline. Gets about 9 yards on the play before he's pushed out of bounds. We'll see where the spot is. Little right to left run. Ends up as a stretch play to the far sideline.
Yeah, they're going to be short of the first down. Looks like about a gain of 9. And Mount Carmel way, way, way ahead here in the field position game.
But so now 2 right, 2 left.
Give him about 8, Chris.
For the Aces. So it'll be 2nd and 2 for the Golden Aces. 4:30 mark here in the quarter. Rolling to the right side. Appleby looking over the top. That'll be Stipp out of his reach into the end zone. Falls incomplete. Clock will stop at the 4:26 mark. It'll be 3rd and 2 now for Mount Carmel. Updating that scoreboard update. Fairfield and Sassafras, Waltonville, Woodlawn are scoreless after 1. Pair of 8-0 teams out of the Black Diamond. Now the Terriers tied up. Carbondale 7, Harrisburg 7.
And a battle going on there, huh?
2 teams very much need that playoff point from Harrisburg. They are the Benton Rangers and the Mount Carmel Golden Aces. 3rd and 2 now. Trips left, 1 to the right. Appleby a pitch to that far side. I don't know if the Aces got enough. I didn't see the ball carrier's number. It looked like that
8.
might have been Kite again. 4th and short. So gain of about 1.5. Well, they'll give him 1 on the spot. Aces went for it on 4th and about 7 earlier. No reason not to think 4th and 1.5. They won't. We'll drop below the 4-minute mark here. And they're hoping to get the Rams to jump. Who jumped? Somebody jumped. Looks like maybe the Rams. If so, that'll be a costly offside penalty.
Golly.
1st and 10 now for the Aces from the Mount Vernon 13-yard line with 3:59 to go in the first. Still 13-0 Mount Carmel. And the Rams haven't looked bad tonight. They've just run into cases where they get the initial first down quickly, maybe the first play, and then so happens it ends up that they stall out.
Big mental mistake there, jumping off sides and giving him a free first down.
Appleby rolling to the right, all alone in the end zone. Nobody there, Austin Rager, but it's overthrown. 2nd and 10 now for the Golden Aces. Ball will be at the 14, obviously. Still in Mount Vernon territory.
That's Mount Carmel's 10th pass of the quarter. They are picking on this right side, on this single receiver side. They're just playing a 2-man game out there, hoping their guy can get open. Now they're going to send twins to either side. And let's see what happens here with a single back.
2nd and 10 out of the gun. 2-step drop. Appleby looks to the right side again. Appears to be where he's comfortable. However, this, as of now, will be a loss. That's a huge tackle there. We saw 2 different things. I never once saw forward progress to the 11-yard line. That's a gain of 3 for number 5, Braden Stipp. I did not see that. I saw maybe a no-gain loss of 1, so he must have taken a few steps I didn't get a glimmer of. And now it'll be 3rd and about 7 on a 3-yard gain with 3:30 left to go here in the first quarter. 13-0 Aces.
Watch the wide side pitch.
The clap and the snap. Appleby. Oh, it's a little slant play there over the middle.
Good play.
Falls incomplete in the end zone. It's a great play call. Just did not develop for the Golden Aces. Falls incomplete, 4th and 7.
Yeah, Amir Spann got a hand in there. He played that very well, that slant route. I thought for a second they were going to pitch to Kite to the wide side of the field, but they didn't. They elected to throw it. And the Rams have forced a 4th down, and that's good.
3:18 left here in the first. 4th and 7. The Aces with the football on the Ram 11. Have to get to the 4-yard line for the first down. 2 left, 2 right are the receivers. Quarterback keeper, nope, little over the top play and thrown behind, and that may have hit the official. That's just not good targeting. It'll be a turnover on down. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Rams. They start again, this time on their own 11. Last drive started on the 10. This one's on the 11. 3:13 left to play here in the first. Of course, we wish the best of luck to the Runnin' Rams and Lady Rams tomorrow as they run in their regional. It's the Highland Regional, but it's actually in nearby Alhambra in rural Madison County. Course is in Alhambra.
I've not heard of that.
Yeah.
Illinois.
Alhambra, Illinois, yes. Huh. 2 left, 2 right for the Rams. Man in the backfield. For the freshman quarterback out of the pistol, Leak will be in motion this time. Simmons is going to turn and do a little inside handoff to Scarborough. He gets to about the And about the 10, where they had the spot of the football, which it was on the 11. Now it was on the, I'm not sure. Okay, they put it back on the 11.
Well,
that's where they originally had it when Mount Carmel had it, but the line of scrimmage is marked at the 10-yard line. I'm not getting that. Either way, a run by Scarborough gets about a yard. 2nd and 9 now for the Rams. 2:40 mark here of this opening quarter. Still a 13-0 Golden Aces lead. Aces hopeful of a playoff appearance in 2017. And Mount Vernon wants a timeout. Sponsored by First Mid-Illinois Bank and Trust in the corner of 34th and Broadway in Mount Vernon. See Dwayne Gully for all of your home loan needs. Stop in the office, 34th and Broadway. First Mid is an equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Well, right now the field position game is up against us. We need a big play to get ourselves out of trouble down there. It seems like we've been operating deep in our own territory now for quite some time. And all it takes is one big play. And I'm not sure I wouldn't go back to that long fade route that we threw that we just missed there about 3 possessions ago when Simmons threw the ball so nicely down the boundary to Span. It just went through his hands, but he's proven he can stretch the field with his arm. It might be time to take a shot and try to flip this field and get it back in our favor.
2 right, 2 left. 13-0 score, 2:30 mark of the first quarter. Golden Aces are on top. Hunter Simmons, the freshman quarterback, getting the start tonight. 2 left, 2 right are his receivers. New back in the backfield is Evan Leake. Looking to the right side for the pass. That'll be complete to Nick Malone as he moves over to WR tonight. Takes a plunge at about the 15, gets some extra yardage for the extra gain. It'll be 3rd down for the Rams, maybe about a 6-yard gain for Malone. And you have to appreciate Malone's attitude. Making the move like that, he was established as this was his 2nd year of starting behind under center.
Well, he does give you that other athlete on the field, as we've talked about, and he showed it there by getting the extra yard or 2 with just extra effort, and he'll give you that.
Looks like Maxwell and Span to the near side, split to the far side. Nick Malone and Isaiah Dameron. The back is Leake, another freshman. Snap comes to the quarterback. Simmons looking to the right side, complete to Maxwell. Pardon me, as Maxwell will be brought down at about all the way back at the 15. They're going to give him credit to the 17. Gain of 2 will make it 4th and 3.
Yeah. And again, Maxwell's got to find the marker there and get to it and cannot accept anything else. That time he set up about 3 yards short of the first down. And because of that, he got tackled 3 yards short of the first down, and now the Rams have to punt.
So for the Rams, it'll be 4th and 2. Punting unit is on, and they will kick away to the Golden Aces. Wind starting to pick up a little bit out of the south. We'll drop below the minute mark here of this first quarter. Aces have Stipp back to return. Play clock is at 0. Rams get it off. That'll be a tight spiral punt. Takes a nice ram hop to stay in bounds, get a couple extra yards. It rolls out at about the Mount Vernon 44. Good eye by the official, and that's where the Golden Aces will have it. 38.5 seconds left to go in the opening quarter. 1st and 10 for Mount Carmel from the Mount Vernon 44-yard line. All of the action is sponsored by Community First Bank of the Heartland. We're in the Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth. They have all of your games on the big screens. Every game day package with baseball, MMA, college, pro football. Gather with your friends and watch all of your favorite teams. Enjoy daily draft beer specials on Potomac Boulevard in Mount Vernon. So the Aces 1st and 10 from the Mount Vernon 44-yard line. 3 right, 1 left. Quarterback Appleby has multiple options at running back tonight. Look at the left side, all alone, and in and out of his hands for Luke Gould for the sure touchdown. If he would have reeled it in, he would have had the score more than likely for 44 yards, but dropped a for sure first down, at least.
Blown assignment, no question about it. I didn't see a cornerback over there to begin with. And now It looks like Evan Leake's going to go over there and cover, so hopefully that's taken care of.
35 seconds left, and here comes looking downfield. And that one almost grabbed, and that is a juggled catch, but it's a grab by Austin Rager. He held on down to the 20-yard line. That's a gain of 24. He bobbled it. He was diving through the air, bobbled it, held on, used his body to trap it against himself as he fell to the ground. There's nothing you can do when it's a catch like that. It's a 23-yard completion to Austin Rager, who has been huge in the passing game tonight for the Aces. Temporarily pauses the clock. Starts again now with 20 seconds left. 1st and 10 from the Ram 22-yard line on the near hash. 2 right, 2 left for Appleby and Mount Carmel in their white-clad uniforms, maroon trim. Looking to that right side, Rager. Somebody got held up somewhere. I think a couple of Rams arm locked there. Incomplete pass toward the end zone. Stops the clock with 8.4 seconds, and now it's 2nd and 10.
And Mount Carmel is in full aerial assault now, Chris. I think they smell some things in the secondary that they can get. The secondary, in turn, really needs to know assignment football right now. Don't lose who you have. Don't lose your area. Keep the ball in front of you. Don't get beat over the top.
And now little
jet sweep.
That is a jet sweep. Looked like it was going to be a ball fake, and now Rager trying to get to that far sideline. Not going to get there. Time will expire. It might be no gain with forward progress or a slight loss. We'll find out when we come back. We've reached the end of the first quarter here in Mount Vernon. The Golden Aces 13, your Mount Vernon Rams nothing. We'll come back with the second quarter. This is Rams football powered by Community First Bank.
Wouldn't it be great if we all had a friend or neighbor you really trusted or to help assist you in managing your money? A helping hand to look out for your best interest. Well, you do. That's exactly who Community First Bank is. Chances are you've seen us at the ball fields, in church, or right next door. Friendly, local Jefferson County residents, from the smiling, helpful tellers all the way to our board of directors. We're proud to call Jefferson County our home. So whether you need a loan or to borrow a cup of sugar, we're here to help. Community First Bank, local matters. Member FDIC.
Here's Jeff Schmidt for Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac of Mount Vernon.
We're coming into deer season right now, and I know there's been a lot of deer collisions with cars, and Schmidt Chevrolet Collision Center is here for you. We will make sure that you have transportation. We'll help keep you on the road. You can't be left behind. We work directly with the insurance company, so it's quick, it's seamless, and very professional manner at Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac Collision Center.
Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac of Mount Vernon, 3423 Broadway in Mount Vernon.
Follow us on social media at WMIX Sports. This is Mount Vernon Rams football.
We go to the second quarter in Mount Vernon. The Mount Carmel Golden Aces with a 13-0 lead after a couple of big plays set up some scores. And now the Rams try to defend a 3rd and 11 from their own 23-yard line, maybe to get the Golden Aces to punt or attempt a field goal, depending upon how it works out. Community First Bank of the Heartland is our official voice of the Rams on WMIX and WMIXsports.com. I'm Chris Hugo, Jeff Lonnon alongside Avery Barton with us in the Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth. Audrey Southard back at the studio. 2-step drop for Appleby, looking for the fade down that far side. Ooh. Almost picked off near the goal line by the Rams. Not quite.
Mount Carmel continues to just throw the football, not mixing in much run. They ran one jet sweep there in the last 6 offensive plays. Didn't get anywhere. Maybe that's why they're throwing it. They don't have a lot of confidence maybe in that run game, but they sure made it work in the first quarter, at least early in the first quarter. But it seems like they've become a lot more pass happy now.
4th and 10 for the Aces. They will, of course, go for it on the Mount Vernon 23, leading 13-0. Snap is to Appleby, looking to the left side, and that one will be complete. That is Kite again. He's inside the 10, rolling inside the 5. That'll be a first down regardless. Down to about the 3-yard line. Gain of about 20 through the air to Blake Kite, number 8.
Yep, 23 down to the 3. That's 20 yards.
According to my Mount Vernon math, it is.
Mount Carmel now up to 164 yards in this game through the air, and that's a lot. That's a good total for a game for a lot of teams.
3 right, 1 to the left. 11:30 to go here in the quarter. And now a little inside handoff up the middle. The Rams will sniff it out.
Yeah, lost one there, Chris.
About to the 5, maybe.
That looks like he lost maybe 3.
This is the one where I have
got the ball spotted on the 6, and it was on the 3. That's a 3-yard loss.
So 11:10 to go.
If you're Mount Carmel, you have to wonder, maybe we should just keep throwing the ball because our running game right now is being stuffed up front by the Rams' defensive line.
Snap to Appleby. He's rolling to the right side, looking for that little play over the top, and that'll be Austin Rager again. It's 19-zip Mount Carmel, complete right at the goal line. He had to lean ahead a little bit, lean forward, lunge forward. It's 19-zip Golden Aces. 6-yard score for Austin Rager. Sometimes you're the hydrant, sometimes you're the dog. Austin Rager that time was the dog.
Yeah. And now it's very important that Mount Vernon do something offensively to move these chains and establish a drive. A score before the half would be huge for Mount Vernon because we'd have a football game in the second half, and we actually still do. It's just a 3-score game. But a score here, just for momentum purposes, going into the locker room would be really, really, really good for the coaches and the players to take into the locker room at halftime. A little surprised they didn't go for 2 there, Chris, because they missed that last kick, but they went ahead and kicked the point.
Nisi Rudd was our last Good Hands Ram of the Week for her effort in volleyball against Marion. Our next Ram of the Week will be announced over the weekend. We've heard you loud and clear. You want more Rams than just our broadcasts. So maybe this Ram of the Week is one of them. Local Allstate agent Paul Shields is proud to support the Rams and the WMIX Sports Good Hands Ram of the Week. Call 241-0551 or stop by his office at 2100 Broadway. So 10:54 to go here in the quarter. Second and, kicking off. Sorry, I was reading the scoreboard. Tend to do that time or two. It'll be picked up between the hashes, rolling toward the 30, trying to stretch this field. Now down, bulldozing away to about the 32-yard line was Jordan Jones, a 6-foot senior. 20-zip Golden Aces on top, 10:47 mark of this first half. We're in the second quarter from Ken Hunt Stadium. We're in the Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth. Apparently, if you're in attendance, you can vote for the new school motto. All right.
Do we know our choices?
I don't know.
Is there like 5 or?
Didn't know it was necessary.
3 or?
But progress, I suppose. 20-0 score.
I'd be interested in seeing them. I haven't actually, in all seriousness, have not seen them.
2 to the left, 1 to the right. Little power set here for the Rams. It'll be a handoff to Scarborough. Gets to the 35, looking for 38-yard line. Gets there, gain of 5, cuts it in half. 2nd and 5 for the Rams. 10:39 mark here of the quarter. Not sure what the motto options are. I do like the mascot, the logo. So hopefully the motto is good as well.
I do like the logo. It has kind of become ours now. You know, anytime it's new, you know, you got to get used to it.
Sure.
Now we're used to it.
I hate change, but I like the logo.
Yeah, I do too.
Trips left for the Rams. All alone on the right side is Amir Spann. 4 great wide receivers in the lineup for the Rams. Freshman Hunter Simmons rolling to the far side, looking left. Looking over the top, and that'll be Dameron. Dameron had to fight off the defender. They didn't see it. There was a little bit of hook there. He wants the flag. He's not going to get it. Should have gotten it.
Yeah, he got held.
It'll be 3rd and 5.
And that's a good job by Hunter Simmons finding Dameron going opposite against the grain back the other way, and that's a really good play by the Mount Carmel defensive back to defend that. It's a really hard pass to defend when flow is going one way and the receiver's coming back across the field the other. He cheated just a little bit, I think, Chris, but he did make a play on the ball and there was no call, so it was a good play in the books.
Rams will send an extra man to the left side to empty the backfield. Simmons got to roll away from a possible tackle. Now trying to throw against his body. Not going to be easy. Downfield has Maxwell. He in and out of his hands at the 40-yard line. He's hit late as he goes out of bounds. It'll be 4th and 5. That was a tough play for Simmons, but it almost ended up as a great grab at the 40-yard line. Would have been a gain of about 32. But Maxwell, bless him, can't hang on.
Well, let's not talk about the drop. let's talk about Hunter Simmons there. He avoids the sack about 3 times, running to the boundary on the other side. So that's against his throwing arm because he's a right-handed quarterback. He gets his hips square, and he throws a strike against his body about 25 to 30 yards downfield. Hunter Simmons is the real deal, Chris.
Absolutely. Out of the pistol here, 2 left, 2 right are his receivers. 9:45 mark of the second quarter, 20-0 Mount Carmel. A 3-step drop for Simmons. Looking for the fade downfield. Has Dameron. He has his man beat. Can he hang on? In and out of his hands. Another case of a Ram looking forward, maybe thinking they had the touchdown, and that was a heck of a throw by Hunter Simmons. Right in his hands. You don't see Isaiah Dameron drop many. It just happened to happen there. It happens.
Well, what do you say? Got to catch the football. 2 good throws, right on the money. And quite honestly, the Rams probably should be knocking on the door down here now, but just couldn't make a play.
So that'll bring up 1st and 10 for the Golden Aces. Turnover on downs from the Mount Vernon 38 for Mount Carmel. Harrisburg now leads Carbondale 15-14 thanks to a 2-point conversion. Carbondale had a 14-7 lead over the Bulldogs. Another Tony Wilt State Farm scoreboard for you. Out of the gun now for Appleby, looking to the trips on the right side, and that one will be, that comes out. So now, slipped out of the hands of Stipp, I believe it was.
It's about Carmel's 19th pass of the half. They're up to 170 yards now, and they don't look too interested anymore in running the football.
9:34 to go. Rams had a 5-yard run on that previous drive and 3 incomplete passes, and this is going to be a lateral pass. It was not a forward pass. That'll be a simple fumble, and the Rams pick it up. That was a great play. I think Winkleman ended up picking it up at about the 42-yard line, where the Rams will have it 1st and 10 on the turnover. That's a big play, and the Rams need to score.
They sure do, and they need to execute offensively. They've had chances. They've made some mistakes, dropped some balls. Now's the time to cash in. Got to cash in on these mistakes. It is loud over here on the Mount Vernon side, Chris.
Rams fans are on their feet. They're stomping. Simmons back to pass, looking deep downfield for Dameron. He has it this time. He's on the run, and he's in the end zone for the score.
Yep.
58-yard touchdown pass from Hunter Simmons to Isaiah Dameron, and the Rams crack the goose egg. It's 20-6 Mount Carmel.
And just like that, Hunter Simmons goes from 18 yards through the air to 76. And another beautiful, that's 3 beautiful strikes in a row he's thrown, and we finally cash in on a great catch by Dameron and a great throw by Hunter Simmons. Whew. Man, I'm glad we caught that one, Chris. And now we got a football game.
And now we wait the point after here. The Rams try to make it 20-7. We await the kick. One of these days. There we go. The snap, hold, all good. The kick sneaks inside the upright. It's 20-7. Big play by the Rams. Jeff Lonnon just developed a nice, clean toss in stride. Hunter Simmons, again, appears to be the real deal. And that was a great throw. And that is not taking anything away from Nick Malone whatsoever. But that was a great throw to Dameron, and he gets the 58-yard score.
There's no question about that. And who's to say if Nick Malone's not on the field that, that's maybe not as open as it was. Right. He's got to eat up some attention wherever he lines up. Nick Malone, I'm talking about. And sometimes, a player can make a good play or help a team out offensively by just simply being on the field and being a kid who they're forced to account for. That secondary back there's got to know where he is at all times. And because of that, you may get a one-on-one coverage with somebody like Dameron. I don't know what kind of coverage they're in right now or what they had called on that play, but there's some hidden things that go on out there just by the fact of who you've got on the field and the influence they may have on the defense.
Here comes the Ram kickoff, and that's a boomer tailing away from the returner, but somehow picked up by Sam Ewald. He's at the 10, 15, 20, near hash, dives forward to the 24-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Golden Aces at the Mount Carmel 24. 1st and 10, 9:14 to go here in the first half. It is 20-7. Video streaming is powered by Ridley College. Log on to rlc.edu. Just a fraction of the cost of a 4-year university. You'll see why RLC can give you a high-quality head start without breaking the bank. Ridley College, your journey starts here. For the Aces, the back is Kite. For the freshman quarterback, Appleby. 2 left and 2 right. 20-7 Mount Carmel lead after the big touchdown drive for the Rams. Appleby gets his feet set, plants a throw. This will be complete to number 23, Jacob Thacker. Rams quick to close on the receiver, the target, I should say. It'll be complete for 5 yards to the 29-yard line. 2nd and 5 now for the Golden Aces.
These two teams now, Chris, have combined for 31 passes in the first half.
Far cry from just a few years ago.
And about 10 of them have been significant in terms of air. I mean, they've been airing it out on both sides of the ball.
Appleby, the snap, looking downfield, and that one will fall incomplete. His target was Braden Stipp at about the 36. Falls incomplete, 8:35 mark here of this first half. 20-7 Golden Aces, but the Rams just scored. It was a 58-yard throw from Hunter Simmons to Dameron. Of course, the throw itself wasn't 58 yards, but it ends as a 58-yard touchdown reception. Now on 3rd and 5 for Mount Carmel. Ball in the near hash and move right to the left in the second quarter. This will be Kite on the handoff or Appleby.
No chance.
Nope, Kite has it now, swallowed up by the Rams, and the entire, about 9 of the 11 Rams in the field will bring down Kite, the ball carrier. It'll be a loud 4th down here. We can feel ourselves shaking in the Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth at Ken Hunt Stadium.
And I guess he got nothing. I thought he went backwards a little bit, but regardless, that's a big stop by the Ram defense, and now we've got some momentum on our side and some emotion now on this sideline because we know if we catch the ball, we can throw it against this secondary, and I would look for more of that now coming out of Hunter Simmons and the receiving core in this next possession.
4th and 5. It is going to be a punt. Nobody there for the Rams. It'll take a Ram bounce out of bounds at about the 40 down to the 39-yard line in Ram territory. The Rams, well, they'll start at about the 39, 1st and 10. It'll be on the far hash as they move left to right. We're near the top of the hour. This is WMIX Mount Vernon, a free service from Withers Broadcasting. Community First Bank believes that local matters. Local people making local decisions for friends and neighbors. Community First isn't just a name. In fact, it's who they are. 7:43 mark of this first half, 27. Rams trail by 13, but moved the football very well that last drive. Ended with a 58-yard score.
What do you want to bet they throw it?
I have a feeling they will out of the pistol. Scarborough the back. Leak now is wide to the right, now in motion. He'll come to the near slot. Looking downfield, Simmons down that far side, looking for the athletic Amir Span, just out of his reach at about the opposing 25-yard line. It falls incomplete. Span just struggled to get away from Austin Rager that time in coverage. It was a great route by Amir, just couldn't catch up to the pass. Mr. Simmons has quite the arm.
And I'll tell you something, it was about a yard too far, or we'd have been tasting pay dirt on that one as well. And the secondary of Mount Carmel, what in the world's going on now, they're saying. We didn't really expect this.
So now Span is on the left side. Tight left. 2 right for the Rams. Malone will be in motion. And now it's an inside handoff. Nope, it's going to be an option play to this right side, and that'll be Malone for a bit of a loss. Nope, right back to the line of scrimmage. My apologies. It'll be 3rd and 10 for the Rams. Like what they did there to try to get Nick Malone involved, but no gain.
Yeah, I think that's something they put in this week to try to get him out in space. Motion to one side and then reverse motion back this way and run the option. And quite honestly, Hunter probably should have kept it there. that's kind of hard running your first option at the high school level and digesting all coming at you. That's a tough play to run, even if you're used to running it.
Out of the pistol. Couple steps, 3-step drop now for Simmons. He's going to roll the opposite way, and he'll be swallowed up and brought down. Kite on the sack. At about the 30-yard line, loss of 9. Will bring up 4th and 19 for the Rams, who will have to punt. 6:39 left to go in the half.
That'll hurt your rushing average for sure. But as a quarterback, he did the right thing. He didn't force the ball. He didn't throw an interception. He didn't panic. He tried to make a play, but he never let go of the ball because he wasn't really sure what he had downfield. And thus we didn't turn the ball over. Punt it and play defense. A lot of time in this game, and you're in it.
4th and 18 for the Rams. They will punt. It'll be Scarborough. Stiff at about the 40 for the Golden Aces, who lead 20-7. That'll go deeper than the 40. It's going to take a... Well, it ends up as a Mount Carmel bounce. Finally picked up by the Rams. Leak to stop it at about the 39. 1st and 10 now for the Golden Aces. That's a good punt. All things considered.
I got it at about 30. Where's he going to put it down? At 31, 30 yards.
Stick around at halftime. We'll introduce the seniors from the Mount Vernon Marching Rams.
Chris Hugo, Jeff Lonnon alongside WMIX, WMIXsports.com. 5:51 remains in this first half. We'll have your Joe's Pizza and Pasta halftime report coming up at the break. Also have another check of a Tony Wilt State Farm scoreboard update right here from your Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth. B-Dubs is at the station today. Brought some of those great honey barbecue Asian zing and mild boneless, as well as I believe it was a spinach and artichoke flatbread. All delicious, of course. Buffalo Wild Wings is also here tonight for the tailgate before the senior night, pink out night affair.
Ball.
And now the ball picked up off of a bad handoff. Kite was able to come up with it. He carried it for a few yards, made something out of nothing, as it'll be about 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7.
The snap didn't get to the quarterback. When he snapped it on the ground. Must have got caught on a blade of grass, and it landed right in Kite's hands, and Kite just rushed forward and dove for 3.
So now Appleby going to keep it himself. Goes off tackle to the right side, and the freshman quarterback for the Golden Aces is dancing dangerously with the first down. Looks like field position-wise, as far as the spot, judging by where the officials stand, it could be a gain of 8 for a 1st and 10. So gain of 8 for the quarterback, Appleby, number 1. 5:13 mark here of the first half, and the Golden Aces trying to continue to move this football. They lead 20-7.
Mount Carmel picks up its 6th first down now of the first half.
5 minutes left to play here in the first half. 2 left, 2 right for the Golden Aces. Appleby out of the gun. 2-step drop, looks over the top. That one will fall incomplete. That looked like it was incidental foot contact there. That was intended for Stipp, and it stops the clock. 4:48 mark of the first half. It's 2nd and 10 now for the Golden Aces.
Appleby's 22nd pass now of the first half. Looking like Dan Marino out there of the old Dolphin days. Throwing that thing every down.
So at midfield, 2nd and 10 now for the Aces. Right to left they move. It's inside the far hash. Appleby looking downfield for Stipp. Leak gets turned around. Stipp able to make the grab. He's inside the 20 down to the 15. Pushed out of bounds. Gain of 35 depending upon the spot.
About the 15-yard line, he's thrown out of bounds by Leak.
See where they spot the football. They give him a great spot. That's down to the 12.
Ooh,
that's gain of 38.
38.
Okay. 1st and 10 for the Aces. Clock stops at 4:40. 20-7 Mount Vernon deficit. The Aces, of course, are inside the red zone here. 1st and 10 from the 12. They can get a touchdown without scoring a they can get a first down without scoring a touchdown, obviously. Throw to the right sideline will be dropped. Did not see the target. It'll stop the clock, 4:36. It's 2nd and 10.
It's amazing how long a football game lasts, Chris, when you get this much throwing involved at the high school level. This may be one of the longest first halves you and I have ever done together in terms of time.
Absolutely. We're going to be here for a while. 4:36 mark.
But one thing we're not going to have, Chris, is continuous clock in the second half, and we're going to have competitive football.
And the Rams and fans love that. Applebee's pass complete to Stipp inside the 10 to the 5, maybe. Dancing around about the 6-yard line on that far sideline. We'll see as the Rams spin him around on the tackle where they spot. It'll be 3rd down at the very least here for the Golden Aces.
That's 7.
Looks that way.
6.
Be 3rd and a short 4. So now, 2 left, 1 to the right for the Aces. They look over the top. That's going to be intended for Rager at about the goal line near hash. It falls incomplete. It'll bring up 4th and 4.
Yeah.
Of course, the Aces are going to go for it more than likely.
Yeah, there's no question they will. And the Rams got to guard the goal line because they're sending receivers right to the goal line, and then they're just running down the line and letting him kind of pick who he wants to hit. They already scored a touchdown running those kind of routes. They're just kind of little flare routes that just go to the goal line and then run to the boundary and try to screen the defender.
3 left, 1 right for the Aces. 3:58 mark of the half. 4th and 4 from the 6, trying to get the Rams to jump. They did on a 4th and short earlier, and now we will have a Golden Aces. Timeout is sponsored by First Mid-Illinois Bank and Trust at the 8:04 mark. 8:04 being the time, not the time left on the clock. 3:58 left to go in the second quarter. At First Mid-Illinois Bank and Trust, they are putting you first. You can count on familiar faces providing friendly banking service. Stop by First Mid at the corner of South 34th and Broadway to talk with Michelle, Shelley, and the entire First Mid team today. So 3:58 remains here in this second quarter, and the Aces tried to get the Rams to jump on 4th and 4 and didn't quite happen.
And that's good because the Rams have been guilty of that. They were guilty of it at Centralia last week on a big 4th down play. They got drawn off sides for the Annies, and then the Annies went on to score a touchdown. And then earlier in this game, the same exact thing happened to them on 4th down. They were able to draw us off sides, and that time we held our water, made Mount Carmel call the timeout, and now Mount Carmel's got to come up with something here with 6 yards to go to pay dirt. And this is a huge, huge point in the game, Chris. If we stop him here, that keeps the score at 20-7, and that's a real nice look for us going into the halftime.
On 4th and 4 out of the timeout, Aces looking to the far corner of the end zone.
Get him
Rager
down.
will be
Get him down.
stopped and flushed out of bounds. He was stopped short of the goal line. So for Rager, it'll be maybe a gain of 1.
Well, it's going to be where they mark it, and I'm afraid.
It looked like from where I was that he was pushed out of bounds short.
Yep, he got it.
Wow. Generous tonight.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way. Down to the 2. It looked like he was pushed out at about the 4. I was watching on screen. Just because that part of the field is blocked for me.
So close.
So 1st and goal from the 2 for Mount Carmel. Can punch it in here to try to extend this lead. That's certainly not how I saw it, but I'm rarely right. Appleby awaits the snap, probably going to keep it himself, marches in, gets the score, 2-yard score for the quarterback, and it's 26-7. Community First Bank of the Heartland at Mountford and Dix, Woodlawn and Ina. Official voice of the Rams and Lady Rams here on WMIX. Of course, Community First, those 5 Jefferson County branches and responsive quality service for all of your accounts. And in fact, they are local people serving local customers and businesses. Let your friends and neighbors on staff welcome you back to personal banking at Community First Bank of the Heartland as we wait the point after attempt. There it is, and appears to be good. 27-7. Mount Carmel.
Yep.
Thought the Rams had to stop. not quite the case.
Well, I'll tell you what, we made them work for it, and there were no real big plays in that possession for Mount Carmel. They had to just walk the ball down the field slowly but surely, and it really ended up being a game of inches there with that first down. Had we tackled them just a little bit more in front of the marker, we'd have had the ball right there. So it wasn't a successful defensive possession because we gave up the score, but we certainly didn't lay down, and we fought the whole time, and that's really all you can ask for. Mount Carmel now up to 27 passes, Chris. And we still got 3 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the second quarter. They have all but abandoned the run.
And we await the kickoff here. Beyond the ground, Jones out of his reach. Picked up now by Dameron at about the 21-yard line. To the near hash he goes. Now makes a cut back. Trying to get to the 30. Now finds some running room. Can he stretch to the far side at the 35? Past the hash at the 40. 45 midfield. 45 down to the 40. Has Stipp to beat. Down to about the 30-yard line. Right about the 32. Gets the Rams good field position at the 32-yard line. Great return by Isaiah Dameron.
Better believe it. He's got speed, and when he got out in the open and reversed the field to the other side, I thought he was going to get there, but he could not quite get the corner from the last Mount Carmel defender between him and the end zone. But great field position for Mount Vernon now. They're in business, Chris. They're at the 32-yard line. Plenty of time, 3:29 to go. We tack on one here, and it's big.
Joe's Pizza and Pasta halftime show coming up at the break. 27-7 Rams trail. Would love to get on the board again, get that score right back. 2 right, 2 left. For Hunter Simmons, the freshman quarterback. The back behind him is Scarborough. Takes about a 5-step drop as he heaves downfield. We'll have some contact, and Rager will pick it off in the end zone. Rager backpedaled and picked it off. Span had tripped, and that'll happen. Be a touchback for the Aces. 1st and 10 now from the 20.
Well, we may got a little bit greedy there. At 3 minutes and 26 seconds to go with a first down on the 32-yard line, on Mount Carmel's 32-yard line, you have to think, first down, and then score. And instead, we went for the whole thing on the first play, and it didn't work out. And I get that. We've had success throwing the ball over the top, but you also have to understand Mount Carmel knows that's coming now. And they were in perfect position to make that deep pass play that time for the interception.
3:21 to go here in the half. Golden Aces 1st and 10 from their own 20 after the touchback on the pickoff by Rager. Looking downfield as Appleby has a man short thrown. Leak will pick it back off for the Rams. He's to the 40, now to the 35, down to the 30. Runs into his own guy. At about the 30-ish. 1st and 10 for the Rams at the Mount Carmel 30. So when Mount Carmel gets a break, the Rams get a break right back.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Got to push your own guy there. Get out of my way, big fella. Just glad to see the Rams come back and not give up after that turnover. Heads held high and ends up working out.
Well, actually, we end up gaining 2 yards. We're on the 32 when we threw the pick. 2 plays later, we're on the 30.
1st and 10 for the Rams. Simmons capable of getting the Rams in the end zone. Some athletes on this field, and now it'll be a handoff out of the option, and Scarborough the back. Tackled for a loss. Appears to be an injured ace on the play.
So he's going to lose about 3, maybe 4, 3. The running game has not been there. We have just not been able to move the football the few times we have run the ball. Mount Vernon with just 4 yards now on the ground total in the first half.
2nd and 13 from the 33. 2 right, 2 left. Sursa, Malone are your receivers left. Dameron, Span on the opposite side. Simmons going to carry it himself on an option. Gets to the 30. He's brought down. So we got the original yards back. Brought down after 2 more. And so it'll be a gain of about 5. Might be 3rd and 8.
Yeah. You're in 2-down territory, though. There's no question. So now you have to say to yourself, look, we got to get 8 yards, and we got 2 downs to get 8 yards. So there's no reason to panic here, no reason to try to take something that you don't need in terms of throwing the ball to the goal line. Let's just pick these 8 yards and get the first down.
3rd and 8 for the Rams. Minute 45 left to go here in the first half, trailing 27-7. Simmons has plenty of time in the backfield. Looks deep downfield, far corner for Dameron. It'll be tipped away and a flag. Pass interference on the Aces. 15-yard penalty. Will take it down to the 13, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Rams.
Yep, pushed him in the back. There's a little corner out to the end zone. And there's no question about it, the Mount Carmel defensive back was guilty of a push in the back there, and that sets Mount Vernon up real nice now. Not only will they get the first down, but they're going to be knocking on the door, Chris, down there around the 9 or 10-yard line.
Pass interference, Mount Carmel.
Community First Bank of the Heartland in Mount Vernon, Dix, Woodlawn, and Ina welcomes you back to Personal Banking. As the Rams will have it 1st and 10, should be from about the 13.
Well, they're talking to each other. Now, there they go. I think they were trying to get their math straight, but keep going. Yep, that's what I thought. About the 9-yard line.
Wow, all the way to the 9.
Yeah. Yeah, they're in business. I mean, they're really in business right here, and they got 1 minute and 35 seconds to go. So there's plenty of time. We got a timeout, Mount Carmel. They don't like what they see, so they're going to burn one.
Timeout sponsored by First Illinois Bank and Trust in the corner of 34th and Broadway in Mount Vernon. See Dwayne Gully for all of your home loan needs. Next time you have a mortgage need, see Dwayne, corner 34th and Broadway in Mount Vernon. So some momentum on the side of the Rams now as it's 1st and goal.
Yep. No question about that, and there'll be big-time momentum if we punch this one in, and then obviously if we hold and keep Mount Carmel out of the end zone now for the remainder of this second quarter. We go in then, a minimum of 14 points. If we make the extra point, it'd be 13 points.
Wait for the play here out of the timeout.
You know what looms here, and I don't know, if anybody's looking at it this early in the game, but Mount Carmel missed an extra point. They should have 28, but their kicker missed. That could come back, Chris, in the fourth quarter if this defense holds and we get a couple more scores. We could catch them and go up by 1 if we just make all our extra points. But, of course, we've got a lot of work to do before that scenario would ever happen. But a nice start would be right here with a touchdown.
So now on the play, it'll be a handoff to the right side. Evan Leak, the ball carrier. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, looking inside the 5, near corner of the end zone. He's in for the score. Inside the pylon, Evan Leak with a 10-yard score. And Leak, the freshman, gets the Rams back on the board. It's 27-13.
Okay, good. Good. Now let's knock the extra point through, get this job done, and then get the defense ready and hold. If you go in 27-14 right now, you're going to come out in the third quarter and you got a chance. Chris, this Mount Carmel team has allowed 216 points this year. So they can be scored upon, and they can give up points in bundles. And I think you see that because there's a lot of holes in this defense that they're not real sure about how to fix.
And that is a big kick by Fitzgerald to make it 27-14. Big score by Leak, big play, big kick rather for Fitzgerald. And now the Rams are only down 13.
And again, the missed extra point, even though, couple things have to happen, obviously, in the name of a couple touchdowns. But we got a pretty good kicker. And if he just keeps making those extra points, we could be in a scenario, assuming our defense plays well in the second half, of winning or going ahead in this game by 1 point.
So now we wait the kickoff with about 90 seconds left to go in this first half. Leak with a big 10-yard run cuts the effort. Cuts the deficit to 13 now after the point after is good from Fitzgerald. 27-14. Most points the Rams have scored since week 2. If memory serves. This will be picked up at the 11 for the ball. I should say the returner for the Golden Aces at the 20-yard line to the 25. Leans forward to the 30. Maybe the 31. Big gain. A big return, I should say. I'm distracted, collecting some scores for halftime.
Yeah, I need to pick up the slack, don't I?
You're fine.
It was a nice return, but it wasn't a devastating return. The ball's on the 31-yard line, and that's not horrible from a Mount Vernon defensive standpoint. Mount Carmel's got to go 69 yards here. And the main thing you want to do with 1 minute and 21 seconds to go if you're the defense is keep everything in front of you. Do not get beat deep. That's the main thing. Keep everything in front of you. You want to give up some yards underneath, that's fine. But play over the top, keep everything in eyesight, and don't let anything behind you, and get this 121 off the clock and go inside, make a couple of adjustments, and come back out and see what happens. A couple of fans, Chris, told me it's cold outside.
There's some people look a little chilly out there.
We're toasty in here. It's been really nice inside. It's the wind, I think, that's getting everybody.
I know everybody's unhappy with the lack of air conditioning in here in the August and September months, but it's paying off because that heat trap in here is keeping us warm tonight.
Right.
Everything pays off at some point. It's a thing to remember. Always be positive. Even things that don't pay off eventually. 1:21 left to go in the first half, 27-14. Rams cut it to 13. All of the action sponsored by Community First Bank of the Heartland. Here from your Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth. Appleby out of the gun. Fakes to the right. Now throws downfield, and that'll be incomplete. It was almost a shoestring grab there by the target up the right sideline. And it falls incomplete, stops the clock, 2nd and 10 with 1:17 to go.
And once again, there's a coverage mix-up over there on that side, and we have to understand that the run is going to be the exception and the throw is going to be the rule. And if you're in that secondary, you have to be crystal clear before the ball is snapped who's got who and who's got what area.
And now after the snap, it's going to be Appleby right up the middle himself. First down yardage near the 40, brought down to the 41-yard line, gain of 10. Clock will drop below the minute mark here. First and 10 for the Aces. Appleby is down.
And he got tattooed
Amir Spann
by
with the
Amir
hit.
Spann right in the face mask, or the upper shoulder pad area anyway, and he is hurt.
And that was not any harder than, just to show you an example, last week when Spann had a hit on Javon Williams Jr. and he did not go down and still completed a pass. That was about the same intensity. Which goes to show you.
There's a little difference between
absolutely
Mr. Williams and every other quarterback that we'll see this year.
More so proving my point about Williams to try. We certainly hope Appleby is okay.
Yeah.
That's the main concern right now.
Ball is spotted. Chris, have they spotted is this a first down? Or what?
Should be.
I mean, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the ball and I'm looking at the marker, and it's close. I don't know whether they're going to. They can't measure right now because the injured player is down between where the ball is spotted and where the chains are, unless they want to respot the ball on the other side.
Well, we will find out.
He is slow to get up, and you have to think that Mount Carmel's number 2, whoever that may be, is going to be in the game now to finish this half out, possibly this game. You know, one thing we haven't talked about, we've talked about our own freshman quarterback tonight, but Mount Carmel also with Caleb Appleby, going with a freshman there to lead their program, and that's a big deal. They must think very highly of him. 6'5", Caleb. Can you imagine? 6'5".
Big old boy. So for a freshman especially, you would not guess it from looking at him.
And for a quarterback at 6'5", boy, you're going to get a lot of attention early in your high school career at 6'5", and you could wing the ball around like him.
We'll see what they do, if they're if they just go ahead and roll it a first down, or if it's short.
The good news is we got one just like him. I'm very excited at what I've seen tonight from our young quarterback. I'm excited at what I've seen from this Ram football team tonight. I mean, they came out here to win. I think it's obvious that Mount Carmel knows now they're in a football game. And it's going to be an interesting second half. And don't leave, because it's going to be a long one as well. With all the balls that are being thrown and the clock stoppages, anything could happen in this second half. There's going to be a ton of possessions, the way I see it, for both of these football teams to take advantage of the opposing defenses.
Worth remembering, the Rams will have the football to start the second half.
Well, they measured finally after Appleby got off the field, and I think they have determined that it is a first down. Appleby leaves the game with 3 rushes and 21 yards, and there'll be a question as to whether we see him again.
So 27-14 Golden Aces. New quarterback into the game, out of the gun. Minute 6 left to go, 1st and 10 from the 41. It's going to be just a direct snap and a run by Rager. Up to the right side as he gets through the defense, looking to the 40 and out of the 35. Heck of a run along that far sideline. We'll see where they spot it. They'll say he must have stepped out at about the
23 yards.
So it is to the 35 for 23.
So there's your answer. The backup quarterback for Mount Carmel is none other than Austin Rager, who's been in on the offense the entire game as a wide receiver and occasionally a back. You know what this does, Chris? And I can see this right off the bat. Rager can't throw it like Appleby can, so now what are they going to do? Rager has just taken off and ran for his life on the last 2 downs. But can Rager air it out, which is what they want to do?
30 seconds left. Rager now will throw to the left side. It'll actually be complete to Whitler. He steps out of bounds at about the 32, maybe 33. Gain of about 5. Brings up 3rd and about 7.
And that pass did not look nearly as sharp as Appleby's coming out here to the flat. It was very short. It was only about an 8-yard pass, and it had a little wobble to it. So we'll see what happens here. An interesting development with the Mount Carmel quarterback situation.
So 25 seconds left in this first half. The action sponsored by Community First Bank. Rager is the quarterback now. He had that big touchdown grab earlier, and he'll be sacked for a loss. It'll be 4th down. And for the Golden Aces, obviously, from a human element, you hope that Appleby is okay. But for the Golden Aces especially, with how he controls and runs his offense, you hope he's okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that being said, somebody's got to step up and play quarterback for Mount Carmel. And right now, they're not geared, it appears, to run this offense with Rager at the quarterback position.
Nope, and they let time run out on the first half, so that sends us to halftime. We're at the break. It is the Mount Vernon, at the break, it is the Mount Carmel Golden Aces 27, the Mount Vernon Rams 14. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll have your Joe's Pizza and Pasta halftime report. This is Rams football powered by Community First Bank.
For the last 10 years, you've come to know us as Community First Bank. And from the beginning, we truly have put the community first. Hi, this is Bria Ashby. We're celebrating 10 years of Community First with a series of appreciation events, a few big surprises, and Community Love, a unique local fundraising program supporting local needs. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you, Jefferson County. We're so proud and thankful to serve you. Community First Bank with locations in Mount Vernon, Woodlawn, Dixon, Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking.
After 100 years of sleep, the beautiful princess is waking up on the Rend Lake College stage for the 2017 fall play, The Sleeping Beauty of Loreland. The family-friendly show is filled with drama, comedy, and even a sword fight, and promises to give a new spin on the classic fairy tale. The play opens at 7 p.m. November 2nd through 4th and 2 p.m. November 5th in the RLC Theater in Ina. Tickets cost $12. Contact the box office to reserve your seat today at 618-437-5321. We look forward to seeing you at the Rend Lake College play, The Sleeping Beauty of Loreland, November 2nd through 5th.
When it comes to orthopedics, you want personal care that gets you back in action. And now you have a center of excellence close to home. Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois offers convenient access to leading-edge orthopedics, providing the latest in surgical and non-invasive care, as well as the most advanced imaging services for orthopedic conditions of all kinds. We also specialize in providing total joint replacement, spine surgery, sports medicine, and offer an on-site physical rehabilitation center. Get back in action with Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. Visit online at orthocenter-si.com or call 242-3778.
Are kids' spills and pets' accidents wreaking havoc on your flooring? If so, One Stop Flooring America has just a sale for you. Save up to 50% on all waterproof, pet-proof, and kid-proof flooring. Plus, take advantage of 18 months interest-free financing. Let our on-staff designers help you select the right flooring for your home. Our award-winning installers will give you the perfect installation backed by our lifetime installation guarantee. It's time to take back your home from spills and accidents at One Stop Flooring America, 318 South 10th Street, Mount Vernon, 242-5712.
This is Mount Vernon Rams football from WMIX Sports. The Joe's Pizza halftime show starts now.
AM 940, 96.5 FM, and WMIXsports.com. Bottom of the hour, this is WMIX Mount Vernon, a free service from Withers Broadcasting. I'm Chris Hugo. Jeff Lonnon is alongside. Avery Barton is with us in the Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth. Audrey Southern is back at the Mount Vernon studio. I was trying to understand what that text message meant, but now I got it figured out, and we have. We'll go ahead and get you a Tony Wilt State Farm scoreboard update. Tony Wilt's your State Farm agent at Mount Vernon. Find him online, TonyWilt.com. Look for the white State Farm Jeep around town. See how he can help you with all of your financial service needs. At the half, Centralia leads Mascoutah 21-7. Marion is over Mattoon, a shutout so far, 49-0. Harrisburg leads Carbondale 22-14. In the second quarter, Altoff is on the road tonight. Houston, Texas. They lead Houston Christian 14-7. BDC tonight, Fairfield leads Sasser-Valier, Waltonville, Woodlawn in a battle of unbeatens, 12-6. El Dorado is shutting out Johnston City 24-0. Hamco leads CZR at the half 26-6. All of these are halftime scores. Nashville leads West Frankfort 14-8. Anna Jonesboro well over Benton at the moment, 41-21. DuQuoin leads Murfreesboro 21-13. Heron all over Breeze Central 35-zip. Carlisle and Pinckneyville are tied up at 14, and Carterville 47-7 lead at halftime over the Massac County Patriots. Again, this is your Joe's Pizza and Pasta halftime report. We're glad to be here with you from Ken Hunt Stadium, where the Mount Vernon Rams trail the Mount Carmel Golden Aces 27-14. Joe's Pizza and Pasta is the people's choice favorite Italian restaurant. Gather your friends and head to Joe's before or after the game. Chicago-style pizza and pastas featuring homemade sauces from the Trupiano family's secret recipe. Joe's Pizza just off of the square on Jordan in Mount Vernon. We'll take a break. We'll come back on your Joe's Pizza and Pasta halftime. We're short after 2 quarters in the King City. The Mount Carmel Golden Aces 27, the Mount Vernon Rams 14. This is Rams football, powered by Community First Bank.
As part of our 10 years of Community First celebration, we're proud to bring you Community Love, a unique local fundraising program supporting local causes. Hi, this is Priya Ashley with Community First Bank. Unlike national or even regional initiatives, Community Love supports local programs with local dollars. As good stewards, Community First Bank will even be matching your donations. So we invite you to show your community love by supporting those in need. Look for pledge forms at businesses around Jefferson County and all of our 5 banking locations and donate today. Community First Bank. Local matters. Member FDIC.
When you're the people's choice for favorite Italian restaurant, you're on top of your game. And that's Joe's Pizza. Where else can you go to get that great, superb Chicago-style pizza and amazing pastas? Yep, Joe's is the place. Joe's features homemade sauces from the Trupiano family's secret recipe. At Joe's, you can dine in, carry out, have it delivered, or order online at orderjoes.com. Experience pizza the way it was meant to be. Joe's Pizza, 819 Jordan in Mount Vernon. Back to Mount Vernon Rams football Powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland.
WMIX, WMIXsports.com. We're here at the half, Ken Hunt Stadium for your Joe's Pizza and Pasta halftime report. If you want a real Chicago-style pizza, I'm talking real Chicago-style pizza, it's Joe's Pizza, the perfect place to dine before and after the game. From the fresh salads, garlic breads, and that amazing Chicago-style pizza, there's only one place in Mount Vernon that can offer that. It's Joe's Pizza, voted the People's Choice, just off of the square on Jordan in Mount Vernon. It was 13-0 Golden Aces at the end of one. Now it's 27-14. It was an even Steven second quarter, 14 points apiece for each side. And we'll learn more about that, I believe, in the scoring and stats from Coach Lonnon.
Yep, I got it. Mount Carmel, we'll talk about rushing here first. Mount Carmel rushed the ball 18 times for 87 yards as opposed to Mount Vernon. Mount Vernon had 11 rushes for 18 yards. In the pass game, Mount Carmel, specifically Mr. Appleby, was 12 for 29, and one interception for 222 yards. And that was pretty impressive in the first half in terms of how many times they threw the football. And then Rager came in and threw one pass for about 3 yards. So their grand total in passing was 13 for 30, one interception for 225 yards. Mount Vernon, Connor Simmons was 5 for 14 with one interception for 76 yards. First downs, Mount Carmel had 9, Mount Vernon 5. Turnover. The turnover battle was won by Mount Vernon. Mount Carmel turned the ball over 3 times, 2 fumbles and 1 interception, and Mount Vernon turned the ball over twice, 1 fumble and 1 interception. In the penalty department, only 3 penalties called in this first half, a very clean game. The referees seemed to be letting them play. Mount Carmel was penalized 1 time for 15 yards, and Mount Vernon was penalized just twice for 15 yards. Punts, Mount Carmel punted the ball 1 time for 30 yards. That's a 30-yard average, obviously. And then Mount Vernon punted the ball 4 times for 100 yards, and that's a 25-yard average for Mount Vernon. The score at halftime is 27-14. And, Chris, we got a football game.
Most certainly do. It's 27-14 here at the half. We'll talk more about the first half. It's a very positive first half for Mount Vernon Rams football. They trail at the break, 27-14 to Mount Carmel. We'll come back. We'll talk a little bit more. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports.
Have a deposit to make but don't have time to run to the bank? People's National Bank offers mobile deposit. It's simple, easy, and convenient. Just snap a picture of your check with your smartphone and deposit into your account anytime, from anywhere. It really is that simple. Download the PNB To Go mobile app to get started today. Just tap, snap, and deposit with PNB To Go mobile banking. People's National Bank, proudly serving Southern Illinois since 1909. Member FDIC. Wireless or service fees may apply.
Hey, Pete, how's life with your 3-year-old?
She's got a lot of questions.
Why? I see what you mean. And I bet you have questions about life insurance. Why? Well, because you need to protect your family. Why? An Allstate agent can give you simple answers about life insurance. Plus, when you apply, you'll get a free biometric wellness report with recommendations for leading a happier, healthier life.
Why? I mean, that sounds great.
It's good to be in good hands.
Ask Mount Vernon Allstate agent Paul Shields about life insurance today.
I'm meteorologist Carrie Schwindenhammer with a look to next rad weather. Partly cloudy tonight, low 52. Partly sunny and warm tomorrow with a high of 75. Mild tomorrow night with increasing clouds, a stray shower late, low 60. Breezy with periods of rain on Sunday, high 71. Mostly cloudy Monday with a little rain, high 66. Tuesday breezy with clouds and breaks of sun, high temperature 58. Next rad weather from WMIX, Mount Vernon, Illinois.
Streaming worldwide at WMIXsports.com. This is Mount Vernon Rams football from WMIX Sports.
AM 940, 96.5 FM, WMIXsports.com has video streaming tonight for the Mount Vernon Rams and the Mount Carmel Golden Aces. 27-14 here at the half. Chris Hugo, Jeff Lonnon is alongside. Coach, for the Rams, first quarter I know it was a 13-0 deficit, but if you take out that first quarter of play, this is an even Steven ball game, 14-all.
Yeah, and the thing I like about it is we didn't quit. You know, how many games this year have we gone down big early and then it just kind of got away? You know, and I'm not saying we quit in those games either. I'm not saying that by any stretch of the imagination, but when you're 0-8 and a team comes into town that's playing basically to be playoff eligible and they slap 2 on you as fast as they did, it's hard to stop that roller coaster, and the Mount Vernon Rams did. And in fact, they not only stopped it, but they turned the tables and took back momentum of their own. And the team that played the best football, no question in my mind, in the last 8 to 10 minutes of this football game was Mount Vernon. Now, if we continue that here and beat them in the third quarter and then come back and beat them in the fourth quarter, we're going to win the football game. Question now is whether Mount Carmel is going to regroup. What are they going to do with their quarterback situation? Chris, they've thrown the ball 30 times this game with their 6'5" quarterback who can wing it all over the field. Now all of a sudden they find a running back playing the quarterback position. What are the adjustments they're going to make offensively now just to get first downs? You have to feel good about the fact that Mount Vernon's going to get the ball and get chances, and that this Mount Carmel offense isn't going to be as effective as it was in the first half. So we'll see. There's a lot of unanswered questions that are going to have to be answered here in this third quarter. But one thing for sure, we're in the football game, and it's going to be a long, drawn-out second half just because of the nature of how it's been with the throwing. And we're going to see what happens, but I feel good about it. I feel good about where we're at right now at halftime, and I think we got a heck of a chance to win this football game as long as we make plays and we take care of the football and we play great defense.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We will take a break here on New Joe's Pizza and Pasta halftime. Plenty more to discuss. It's halftime in the King City at Ken Hunt Stadium. The Mount Carmel Golden Aces 27, the Mount Vernon Rams 14. We'll come back, preview the second half, try to get you caught up on scores again, and do plenty more talking here on the Joe's Pizza and Pasta halftime. This is Rams football powered by Community First Bank.
Have you ever wondered how your homeowner's insurance works, or whether you have enough coverage to protect you in an auto accident? Or what would happen to your family if you get sick or pass away prematurely? I'm your local State Farm agent, Tony Will, and these are the very questions that we help people with every day. If you don't have the answers to these questions, stop by my office in Mount Vernon. Waiting till a catastrophe happens to learn how your insurance works can be very costly. Don't let that be you. Find us on the web at TonyWilt.com or call us at 242-1421.
Legence Bank would like to wish all the local Southern Illinois teams and coaches much success in the 2017-2018 academic year. Legence Bank proudly supports you on and off the field. Legence Bank, member FDIC, building stronger communities in Southern Illinois since 1906. That's Legence Bank.
Your home for the Mount Vernon Rams is WMIX Sports, powered by Community First Bank.
WMIX, WMIXsports.com, 27-14. Mount Carmel leads it at the break. I'm Chris Hugo. Jeff Lonnon is alongside. Pleasure to be here with you for your Joe's Pizza and Pasta halftime report. Again, it was 13-0 Mount Carmel after one, 14 points apiece for both teams in that second quarter. So right now for the Rams, they have the football to start this second half, and I think, Coach, that's a big thing for the Rams, is having that football to start the half. I'm not going to say the momentum is necessarily on their side. A lot of it's going to depend on the health of the Mount Carmel quarterback, Caleb Appleby, of course, left with injury late in the second quarter. He walked off the field. So we'll see what happens, but it could be an interesting turn of events into this third quarter.
And there's so much on the line. And this losing streak right now, Chris, we got a real legitimate chance to win this football game. This is about the third. I'm excited about this because I'm looking at that scoreboard. I know the momentum change that's occurred on the field. I know about the injury that has unfortunately occurred to their fine quarterback. And I'm looking at, okay, what are they going to do now? Because they just threw the ball 30 times, had very little success rushing the ball, and it appeared the last 4 or 5 plays that where they had to replace Appleby with Rager, that it was just simply going to be Rager taking the ball and picking a spot and going, because he's their best running back. He was their leading rusher in the first half with 33 yards, so he was kind of their guy. Now they've got number 8 out there, which is Kite, who's a junior, who also carried the ball some, but he only had 22 yards. So they obviously came into this game geared to throw the football. And now all of a sudden they've got to make a big adjustment. Now, you got to respect them, and you've got to assume that, they're going to give it their best shot to make adjustments and try to advance the ball down the field. But this first possession is just a bonus for us. And we're going to get plenty of possessions in this first half, or second half, but the fact that we get it first now is a golden opportunity for us to seize even more momentum and punch it in and get this thing to 27-21 early in this second half. And now the chase is on. So we'll see what happens.
We most certainly will see what happens. Joe's Pizza and Pasta halftime show will continue in just a moment. We'll put another 3 minutes on the clock. We'll have the second half in about 4 minutes or so. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll get you to that second half. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports.
When it comes to banking, Banterra is the change you want to make. I'm Jeff Speed, Market Executive for Banterra, and you should know that our top priority is personal service. It's why Banterra is the region's largest locally owned community bank. We offer convenient online and mobile banking, mobile check deposit, online mortgage services, and have 25 Southern Illinois branches to serve you. Banterra Bank, proud supporter of Southern Illinois high school sports. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hello, this is Marty Hayes from Schmidt Ford of Salem. If you're not aware, the Ford F-Series trucks are the best-selling trucks in America for 40 years in a row and counting, and the best-selling vehicles, period, for the last 35 years. And of the last 6 years, Ford is America's best-selling brand. If you haven't driven one lately, the time is now. Come see me, Marty Hayes, or one of our great sales consultants at Schmidt Ford of Salem. You won't be sorry. It's hard being number one, but we're dealing with it. Visit SchmidtFordofSalem.com or call 548-1711, 548.
Watch the Rams online at WMIXSports.com. Powered by Rend Lake College.
AM 940, 96.5 FM, WMIXSports.com. I'm Chris Hugo, Jeff Lonnon alongside for your Joe's Pizza and Pasta halftime show. 27-14, Golden Aces with a lead here at the half. About 3 minutes before we start the third quarter, the Rams will have the football first. Joe's Pizza and Pasta is the people's choice favorite Italian restaurant. Gather your friends and head to Joe's before or after the game. Chicago-style pizza and pastas featuring homemade sauces from the Trupiano family's secret recipe. Joe's Pizza just off of the square on Jordan Street in Mount Vernon. So about 2 minutes left before we start second half action here in the King City. The Golden Aces, a team 4-4, trying to sneak into the playoffs. Probably not going to have the playoff points to get in. There's going to be quite the heap at 5-4, but Jeff Lonnon, the Golden Aces, no lock to win this one whatsoever.
No, they're not. And we've talked about this, and I'm looking out there to see if I see big number one in the stretch circle, and I don't see him. So now my eyes aren't as good as they used to be. But if I'm not mistaken, he's not in the stretch circle out there at halftime. So we'll see what happens. We'll know soon enough on that. But let's talk about some other things. Let's talk about the Rams' offense in the first half and how they found some big plays, how they had some near misses on big plays. Remember, Chris, this game could be a lot tighter than what it was if it weren't for a couple crucial drops. Which are going to happen. That happens in high school football. These guys aren't professionals, and they're not even college players yet. Some of them might be someday, but they're not right now. And it's unfair to blame a kid for dropping a pass because it's a lot harder than it looks. Trust me. But that being said, Mount Vernon could be closer than what they are now, and I'm sure they learned some things by throwing the football around in that first half of what they might be able to get here in this second half where these kids might get a second or third chance to catch the football. I just think that it's exciting for the team, and you can tell by the sideline and the fans and the crowd here that, we're in a game here we can win and put this streak to an end and also eliminate Mount Carmel from any possible chance of making the playoffs in 2017. So I'm ready to go.
Well, hopefully everybody's ready to go, because right now the Rams are in striking distance, 27-14, trailing here as we begin this third quarter. Rams will have the football to start, so we'll see how things go. Rams fans are cheering on their hometown team. Kinhunt Stadium, we're near Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth. Rams football on your radio is sponsored by Community First Bank of the Heartland, where local matters. Community First isn't just their name, it's what they believe, and rightfully so. Supporting this community their entire 10 years as Community First Bank. Been putting the community first. We wait the kickoff. Rams have Dameron, the deep man, at about the 10 far hash. It's beyond the ground as expected. Jones will pick it up. Going to the left side along the hash. Breaks through the clutter down to about the 42. Where the Rams will have it 1st and 10. And under the circumstances, Jordan Jones has proven himself to be, for a lineman type guy, to be a very good return man.
Too bad. He got it up there about 10 more yards from where he picked it up. And he had a nice he carries a lot of weight. He's about 200, probably 215 to 225, maybe a little bit. I don't know. He's a big kid. And he ran the ball. He tucked it away. He didn't fumble it. No big play for Mount Carmel there. They didn't strip the ball. And now Mount Vernon's in business now at the 42-yard line. And let's see if they can do something here on their first drive.
Hunter Simmons, the quarterback, out of the pistol. 1st and 10 from their own 42. 2 left and 2 right. He's looking for the pass out in the flat. That'll go
That's
backwards.
A halfback pass.
It is indeed.
Yes, it
Malone
is.
looking downfield. Has Dameron.
Yep.
He's at the 25, 20, 15. Trick play for the score into the near corner of the end zone. There's another Mount Vernon 58-yard score. And the Rams are back within 7, 14, or 27 to 20.
And now Nick Malone playing wide receiver, been pretty quiet the whole game, right? We talked about him, right? His presence out there, got to account for him, right? Never hurts to have a quarterback playing wide out for you that can do that, right?
Another 58-yard score.
Very well-designed play, a very well-executed play. There was no question about it. The pass was backwards, not forwards. They made sure of that, so it wasn't illegal. And Nick threw a strike, and it was a clean catch and touchdown, and now we got us a football game.
The point after is going to be just short to the left. Still, it's a 7-point game.
All right.
So on the very first play of the half, 19 seconds in, the Rams get on the board. And Jeff Lonnon, much needed.
Yep. And now momentum is totally on the black and pink side. As you can see, Mount Carmel now, they're starting to tighten up. And I don't know, right now what may be going on over there in their minds, but they have to know their quarterback, and we're going to find out. I don't see him. I see Rager over there on the sideline getting ready to come in. You have to think there's starting to be a little doubt creeping up in this Mount Carmel squad, especially after that.
So Malone gets in on the offense on the pass to the sideline, and the wide receiver toss downfield. Dameron does the rest. Point after, no good, but the Rams are within 7. 11:41 left to go in the third as we await the kickoff. It blew off of the tee, so they'll try it again. Buffalo Wild Wings has your favorite sport on those wall-to-wall TVs, daily draft specials. Cold beers on tap, you betcha. Buffalo Wild Wings, wings, beer, sports. Don't forget about the chicken. And now the kick straight away, end over end to about the 10-yard line. Picked up by the Golden Aces. The Rams need to come up with a tackle here. They do it about the 25-yard line. Will be 1st and 10 for Mount Carmel. Back within a possession. 11:36 mark of the third. And if you could wipe away that first quarter, the Rams would have a 20-14 lead.
I just feel momentum really, really slipping away from Mount Carmel. This is a very, very important possession for them. If they don't do something here, the Rams are fired up. And Rager is back at quarterback, as I suspected.
So 2 left, 2 right for the Aces. Single back, shotgun set here. Well, spread action for the Aces. Rager on the snap, just going to take it himself, and he'll be sniffed back and snuffed out by the Rams. That's a huge play there by Shaq Jones. And now that's going to be a huge loss for the Golden Aces. It'll bring up 2nd and long.
And they're going to give him forward progress. And apparently he's not going to lose anything, Chris.
Should have lost a couple.
Oh, there they go. They'll lose about 4.
Huge to me at this point.
Anything backwards is huge.
Absolutely.
Right now at this point in the game. Every yard is important.
2nd and 14 for the Aces. Rager out of the shotgun. Trips left, one to the right. Man in motion is back. And that is going to be Kipe, and that is going to be overthrown. Kite, rather. And that's backwards, so you're right. They did call it a lateral.
Did they call it a lateral?
Lateral pass, and that'll fall.
It went out of bounds.
What about the 13-yard line?
That was a live ball, Chris.
That's huge. That's 3rd and 22-ish.
That was a live ball, and the ball just rolled out of bounds before a Ram could get on it. Wow, would that have been big.
Carbondale with a big third quarter leads Harrisburg 32-22. Right now, 3rd and 22 for the Golden Aces. Trips left, one to the right. Wide open, man defense on that right side, I should say. Man coverage, how about that? As now this could be a carry by Rager up the middle, maybe back to the original line of scrimmage. If that, but Jeff Lonnon, it's 4th down. This is big here, 10:26 mark of the third quarter. We're less than 2 minutes in.
They're dead in the water offensively because Rager can't execute the game plan that Appleby can. He can't throw the ball down the field, I don't believe, Chris, as well. And who could? I mean, Appleby's a stud now, throwing the ball down the field. And now Rager finds himself in a position where he's their leading running back, and he's got to run this offense, and it's not a comfortable position for him to be in.
9:57 mark of the third quarter. The Aces are going to take their sweet time, and who could blame them? 9:50 left to go. We're in the third. 4th and 12, and quick little pooch here, and we'll have a flag.
Too much time? Yep.
Took the better part of forever.
Yep, that's going to be delayed.
Pushes it back 5. 4th and 17 now from the 18-yard line. Helps possibly improve Ram field position on a potential return.
Well, whatever happens here, you have to think that Mount Vernon has flipped the field on them now, and they're going to get the ball, barring a NFL Ray Guy punt here. They're going to get the ball in very good field position. They're going to quick kick this out of the quarterback spot, and that's not a good one.
Not going to go very far, as that one will take a bounce, and the Rams are going to pick it up. It's Dameron trying to get to the far side. He's at the 30, 25. He's at the 20 on the sideline. Man falls at about the 10. He's at the 5. He's going to run this back for the score, and the Rams are back within 1 on the Dameron punt return for a touchdown. He let it go off the hop. He picked it up. He ran that far sideline. Cut back as a man fell at about the 10-yard line between the hashes for the score, and the Rams cut it to 1.
Yes, sirree. And for a second, I thought we were just going to let it die. And here comes Dameron over, and he just takes it on a hop and uses his athletic ability, cuts back across the grain. A Mount Carmel defender fell. The guy that probably had as good a chance at tackling him as any. And that was lights out. It's touchdown Rams. And now this extra point is so big, Chris.
This could tie it.
26. This is going to tie the game. Unless they are going to go for 1, I assume.
And now a timeout.
Chris, I think they've got their...
Something's not right because you don't want to have to call a timeout on a PAT.
I think they're out there, and they're talking about going for 2 here.
Timeout sponsored by First Illinois Bank and Trust. And if you'd like to earn $80 per year just for making everyday purchases, stop by First Mid at the corner of South 34th and Broadway. Learn about the money-saving benefits that come with Premier Checking. Could be a premier play here. Point after attempt is pending at the 9:33 mark of this third quarter. We are 2 minutes and 27 seconds into the third. The Rams have already scored 2 touchdowns. The possibility of a tie looms. The possibility of 2 is also there, but it looks like they're going to try to kick for 1. Maybe not.
I don't see the kicker.
I don't either. I confused 8-9 there for a moment. That's Scarborough with Malone as the quarterback.
They're going to run a play.
So Malone will be out of the pistol.
Gutsy call here. Rolling the dice. Mark Goodhart.
Can the Rams grab their first lead since week 2? 9:33 mark of the third quarter. The point after attempt. They're going for the deuce. It'll be up the middle and trying to get in. I don't think they have it, but maybe the last-ditch effort is good. Scarborough runs it in, and the Rams take their first lead since week 2. It's 28-27. 9:33 to go in the third quarter. Huge play by the Rams.
Now that's gutsy. You know, the safe play there is to kick the extra point and just tie it. because you got so much time left in the game. But Mark Goodhart rolls the dice, and he goes for it right now. He wants the lead, and he got it on just a little inside handoff, and that was mostly Scarborough, who initially broke the line of scrimmage and then was going to get tackled by the second level at about the 1, and somehow kept driving his feet and got into that end zone. That's gutsy. Wow.
Big play. Dameron on the punt return. And man, oh man, the Rams their first lead since week 2. And I don't mean that insulting. Unbelievable. 28-27, the Vernon on top. 9:33 left to go. Third quarter action from Ken Hunt Stadium. Chris Hugo, Jeff Lonnon alongside WMIX Mount Vernon. The Rams will kick off with their first lead.
Well, it's exactly what we thought at halftime. Mount Carmel can't figure out what to do offensively because of the injury to their quarterback. They're just not prepared right now to have Rager in the quarterback position. It's out of their comfort zone.
First lead since overtime against Woodstock. Here comes the kick from Fitz, and that is a boomer, and that one will be corralled at about the 10. Inside the near hash, the return from the Golden Aces will be shy to the 30. It'll be about the 26, 27-yard line, maybe the 28. First and 10 for the Golden Aces. So Rager comes in a difficult spot. Austin Rager, the 6'3 junior, as quarterback. We'll see if he stays under center or out of the gun. Actually don't see him on the field at the moment. There he comes in.
Yeah, there he's in. Rager's thinking, my gosh, how did I get myself into this situation?
Since the second quarter, the Rams have outscored the Aces 28-14. First and 10 for the Aces from their own 28-yard line. Ball is inside the near hash as the Aces move right to left in their white and maroon uniforms. Quick snap, Rager going to run up the right side. There's the Rams to swallow him up, and Jeff Lonnon, what I see here on the tackle, maybe for a no gain, slight loss, maybe slight gain. What I see is a confident Ram team, confidence that they've not had in about 6-7 weeks.
Well, they're smelling it right now, and they know that this Mount Carmel team can't get a yard, or has not shown them they can get a yard via anything other than just the run. And now the secondary, the backs can play up and play the run more and not be afraid of getting that ball thrown over the top. And that's the...
Now a run up this left side off the snap, and that is going to be a 72-yard touchdown up this left sideline. Nobody there. Is that Satchel Patberg for the score, and the Aces are back on top. Just like that.
I can't believe what I just saw. Rager threw the ball about 4 yards in the air. As soon as he caught it off the snap, just a little stop route parallel to the line of scrimmage to the wideout on this near side. Again, the ball may have traveled 4 or 5 yards total, and the wideout did the rest for 72 yards. And you got to keep that in front of you.
So Patberg will give the Aces the lead, 33-28. And they're going to go for 2 to try to make it 7. Rager looking into the end zone, and that'll fall incomplete. That's a heck of a 2-point conversion-saving tackle by Isaiah Dameron. Dameron out of nowhere to make the tackle, and it's a 5-point lead for the Aces. (33-28) Mount Carmel, 8:39 left to go in the third quarter. We may be here for a while as we're still early in the third. The Rams offense has been moving, but that's a big touchdown for the Aces to put them back on top.
Boy, it is, and that's a backbreaker, Chris. That play, I mean, that wasn't anything special. I mean, that's just snap it and throw it, get it in an athlete's hand and see if he can do something with it, and he certainly did. I don't think that pass traveled a yard past the line of scrimmage. But the receiver just caught it and did one heck of a job getting up the boundary, and we didn't contain, and he got loose, and back and forth now.
Here comes the kick on the ground to the left side. And so now returning for the Rams at about the 40. And this is a case where they're trying to kick to, lineman-type guys. That time it was Devontae Tate. Tate ran it back to about the 42, and with Devontae, I mean, you're talking about a guy 5'9", 249. So not maybe the most fleet of foot, but I mean, you're talking about guys that are protecting the football and just running forward. They're not trying to do anything fancy. Sometimes in the pro level, college level, you'll see lineman-esque type guys try to get fancy with footwork and things like that. Nope, they're just running right toward the north.
And consequently, Mount Vernon continues to get great field position on the kickoffs.
Absolutely.
But they do not want to kick deep and risk a long return, I guess.
Simmons, the quarterback for the Rams. The back is Scarborough, 2 right, 1 left. Inside handoff, and that hasn't worked much tonight. It'll be a loss at about the 38, 2nd and 14. Just has not been there tonight.
The run game has not been there.
Marion, 13 straight playoff appearances. They shut out Mattoon tonight 56-0. So Marion is in. Kind of interesting situation in the conference. Marion, Centralia, Althoff all tied at 4-1. The IHSA picked the conference representative, Althoff, designated as the conference champion for the sake of playoffs. 2 left, 2 right out of the pistol for the Rams. Hunter Simmons, a freshman, doing a great job tonight. Little turnaround here, back into the flat, complete to Scarborough, and he will get to the 40 for a gain of 2.
Little throwback
3rd
screen.
12.
I haven't seen that this year. That's a good time to run that play. They just didn't fool anybody, but that play could fool a lot of people if the right people bite in the secondary and follow the flow. It's just that the Mount Carmel guys did a real good job of staying home and making a tackle.
7:18 left to go. We are in the 3rd quarter. 33-28, Golden Aces on top. Simmons, the quarterback. On 3rd and 12 for the Mount Vernon 40. Drops back to pass, looking left. Now looking over the top to the right. That's going to be Malone through his hands. It'll fall incomplete, 4th and 12. Rams needed that one and just couldn't quite come up with it.
He was there. It was just a crossing route, or like what we call a dig route, a down, in, and a go. And the ball was just a little bit overthrown, a little bit behind him. Pretty ball, though, just not accurate.
So now the Aces with a 5-point lead. They're going to get the ball back here as the Rams will punt. 7:04 mark of the 3rd quarter. Streaming and powered by Rend Lake College. Log on to rlc.edu. See which of the more than 100 degree and certificate programs is right for you. Rend Lake College, your journey starts here. So the Rams will punt to the Aces. Right now the ball on the 40. Back to punt is Scarborough. Here comes the kick. They get it off, and this one will be a fair catch called for, and it'll be at about the 37. Flag on the play.
Fair catch of the punt.
It's about a 23-yard punt.
We have a flag on the play.
I am not sure what that flag is.
We shall see here. 6:59 mark of the 3rd quarter. 33-28 Aces.
I assume it's going to be on Mount Vernon because the official is talking to the Mount Carmel captain.
Pointed toward Mount Carmel.
Oh, did he really?
Absolutely. That's going to go back.
Okay, we'll take that.
I'm going to look down when he made the call, so I only saw him point towards the Golden Aces.
All right, so it's a 23-yard punt, and then it's going to go back 10 more yards.
Carmel will take the ball back to the Golden Aces 28-yard line, where it'll be 15.
I did not see what the penalty was, but
6:59 mark of the 3rd quarter. 33-28. Mount Carmel on top of the football. Rager, the quarterback. Out of the gun, single back, 2 on each side. Twins on the receivers. Now a man in motion. Petberg again. Little sweet play to the near side. This is where they got him earlier. There's a hold in the backfield. They're not calling it. Now Pat Burke's going to break away, push out of bounds after the 30 to about the 34. That was a blatant hold in the back. Blatant hold.
Yeah, and the jet sweep is notorious for holding calls, and it usually happens right out in the middle of everybody, and everybody sees it. But that time it did not get called.
So to bring up 2nd down is a gain of about 5, maybe 6.
Maybe 6-ish.
Everybody saw it, but who mattered?
Defense got to make them work. No big plays like the last possession. Everything will still be okay.
Rager calls for the snap. He's into the backfield.
Yep.
Jones will get him down. ragdoll sack there to the 25-yard line. Loss of 9, maybe 8. 3rd and 12 now for the Golden Aces. 6:30 mark here in this third quarter. Paul Shields sponsors our Good Hands Ram of the Week, your Allstate agent in Mount Vernon, located at 2100 Broadway. We appreciate his support for that. Nisi Rudd was the winner from last week. We'll have the next winner announced over the weekend on WMIXsports.com as well as our social media. Then we'll put the voting up for this week. It's probably going to be a Ram football player. 6:18 left to go here in the third quarter. 33-28 Mount Carmel. It's 3rd and 12 from the Golden Aces 27. Snap called for, looking for the quick pass. Now looking for the lob downfield. A little wounded duck, and that'll be caught. You've got to be kidding me. The Rams defense can't get there. It'll be grabbed at about the 46-yard line for a gain of 19. It's a first down for the Aces.
Yeah.
Coverage fell apart that time for the Rams.
It wasn't very pretty when it was in the air, but it managed to land exactly where it was intended to, and that was his receiver. And we got turned around in coverage there, and gosh, we got to cover that, Chris.
Out of the gun again for Rager. 5:58 mark of the quarter. Last minute on the option. It's a pitch to the right side, and Kite's going to dive forward past the first down marker, get a couple of extra, and there's going to be a couple of flags.
We had multiple flags on the play.
The Mount Carmel sideline is going absolutely nuts. I'm not sure exactly what happened as I was looking forward on the Kite dive.
Well, it's in that zone over there where you'd think it may be a late hit or maybe a 15-yard face mask or something, because you could tell by their emotions they were not happy over there on that sideline. It's going to be a first down regardless, I believe.
So we will see what the ruling is going to be. 5:51 mark of the third quarter. 33-28 Aces on top.
Was that Rager that ran that football?
No, it was Kite.
I'm sorry, I was looking down.
It is on the Rams.
Ejection.
So it's a personal foul on the Rams, and it'll be an ejected player.
Who is it?
It looks like it is Isaiah Dameron, who is a junior, mind you. And when you are ejected, you miss the next game more often than not. As a junior, that would, in theory, unless IHSA policy has changed, would, in theory, carry over to the first game next year.
I believe that is the policy.
29-yard line where it'll be first and 10 Mount Carmel.
So 5:51 to go, and that's the kind of play that can change the entire complexion of the game. First and 10 for the Aces from their Mount Vernon 29-yard line. Far hash spot, another pass to Patberg into the flat. He's going to run up this near sideline. Gets to the 25, finally runs to his own guy. Spann loses hold, had a great job there, and it'll be Jordan Jones that brings him down. Inside the 25, maybe about the 24, maybe about a 5-yard pass.
Yeah, and Rager's finding a way.
He is.
He is. He's throwing these little dumps, and he's just kind of nickel and diming us to death. He's not throwing the ball down the field, which we didn't expect him to, but now, like I said, he's finding a way. He's throwing these little stop routes to the boundary, these little out routes where he doesn't have to really take any chances, and he's letting his athletes make plays.
Community First Bank of the Heartland, the official voice of the Rams here on WMIX. Rager out of the gun, looking to the right side, and that one will be overthrown, intended for number 5, Braden Stipp. 6'2" senior was at about the far hash near the 20-yard line. 5:05 left to go here in the third quarter. 33-28. Mount Carmel still on top. The Rams have had chances here. Led at one point 28-27 after going for 2. But now Mount Carmel moving the football fairly effectively here on this drive because Rager is kind of, well, for Mr. Rager, of course, he's sort of found an extra dimension out of necessity. Necessity always the mother of invention, I believe they say. Trips left, one to the right for the Aces. Rager, the snap on 3rd and 4, looking downfield over the top, and that one will fall in and out of the hands of Kite. It'll be 4th and 4. Clock stops with 5 minutes left to go in this third quarter. Still 33-28 Mount Carmel.
Big down. 4th down. They're going to go for it, obviously. Haven't seen a hint of a field goal thought tonight from them when they've gotten down in this area. They've gone for it every time in a fourth down situation.
Satchel Patberg back into the game. He'll be split off to the right side. Stip into the right slot. Left side is Luke Gold. Snap to Rager. He's being chased by Jones. Flushed out of the pocket, rolling to the right side. And the Rams, he's going to slide short of a first down. The Rams will top him off.
He didn't get it.
About a yard and a half shy. It'll be a turnover on downs with 4:53 left to go in the third quarter.
Yep, good job by the defense. Well, they stayed stout, and that's hard because Mount Carmel had a little momentum going there, and they got the offense the ball back, and now the offense has got to make something happen without Dameron on the field.
He was a huge part of this offense, obviously. 33-28 score. Rams down 5. 4:53 mark of this third quarter. They have the football 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Community First Bank of the Heartland is in Mount Vernon, Dix, Woodlawn, and Ina. Community First isn't just their name, it's what they believe. Empty backfield out of the gun for the freshman Simmons. 2 left, 3 to the right. Here's a snap with 4:53 to go. He's looking to the near side, now looks back to the far side. He's being chased. He's going to have to get rid of it, and he is going to be brought down. That is a tough sack. He is brought down hard at about the 16. Couldn't get rid of it. Took the sack, loss of 4, 2nd and 14.
Yeah, but I'd rather see him take the sack than throw the ball down the field where he's not quite sure of something and then throw an interception and make a mistake.
So now 4:24 left to go. Clock will continue to roll, obviously. 2nd and 15 from their own 15. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. The back in the backfield for the Rams is Scarborough, Hunter Simmons. After the sack, we'll see how he reacts. Man in motion is Maxwell. Comes to the near side. Simmons going to have to get away. Gets the throw off to the near sideline and won't quite find anybody, but he avoids a sack inside the 5-yard line. Clock stops at 3:58 to go, and it's 3rd and 15.
Gets rid of it to avoid the sack.
And there he makes a great play because he doesn't throw the ball in the area of a Mount Carmel defensive back and therefore doesn't throw a pick, but still gets the yards back to the line of scrimmage because he got rid of it.
3:58 remains here in the third quarter. 5-point deficit for the Rams. They led by 1 a moment ago.
Mount Carmel's flipped the field again. Now they've got the field position advantage. Mount Vernon really needs a couple of first downs.
1 left, 2 to the right. Sursa split to the right side. Right slot is Malone. Scarborough heading over to the left as well out of the backfield. Dropping back to pass around the 5. Simmons, he's going to have to beat the tackler in a foot race. Nice little pump fake, and he'll finally run out of bounds. It'll be 4th and 10 on a gain of 5.
They didn't. They stepped out of bounds. They're not going to give him that 5. They've got him way back at the 16-yard line.
So it'll be 4th and 14, 3:45 mark of this fourth quarter. The Rams will punt. So give credit to the Aces. In adversity, they've managed to step up.
Well, you're just in a football game, and you can't panic and you can't get frustrated. You're going to have to punt the ball. I mean, if we don't make it, punt it. Go play defense, make them. I mean, they're not lighting it up either offensively. So, I mean, you just got to stay patient, stay within yourself, and don't make any big mistakes. And to Hunter's credit, he didn't there. I mean, there was just nothing on those 3 downs. So he didn't make it worse by making a mistake, and that's a good thing.
So now the Rams will punt, 4th and 14, and that is a pretty good punt by Scarborough.
Yeah.
To about the 45-yard line, so it'll be about a 29-yard punt. Mount Carmel will start on the Mount Vernon 45-yard line. 33-28 score. The Rams down just 5. Scored a 58-yard touchdown. Ended up taking the lead.
Boy, first downs have been non-existent in this half, Chris.
I want to remind everybody after the game tonight, it's going to be
So 3:38 left to go.
jerseys.
Mount Carmel's picked up 2, and I don't have Mount Vernon is picking up a single first down yet.
And now pass into Pat Burke, complete into the flat. Shakes the defender, but that is going to be a great tackle Looked like that was Circe on the grab there, and that will make it second down now for the Aces, 3:26 mark. It appears that Rager feels comfortable with Satchel Patberg.
Well, he's just throwing these little bitty out routes, you know, and the ball's not going more than 5, 6, 7 yards in the air, and then he's just letting the receivers do the work. He's not throwing the ball down the field a lot. A couple times he has. Got to get off. This wideout's offsides, Chris.
And now a little heave downfield, and that one will fall in the backpedaling hands of Patberg, I believe it was, up that right sideline. He's down to the 25. No, I'm sorry, that was Whitler. Number 22, Whitler, down that right sideline. And again, another first down heave for Rager.
He just kind of threw it up in the air, and it just kind of came down exactly where it had to come down in order for the receiver to catch it. And now Mount Carmel's back in business. Again, the field position game, all them right now.
First and 10 for the Aces from the Mount Vernon 25 on the far hash, and Rager. Quick pitch to the outside to Whitler, and he's brought down about a gain of 4. Looks like that was Charlie Allen that time. So 2:29 mark of the third, 2nd and 5 now for the Aces. 33-28 Mount Carmel. Rams led 28-27.
It doesn't feel like it, but Mount Carmel's rushed the ball 25 times in this game. Can you believe that?
Unbelievable.
There's been so many plays in this football game because of the passing.
Rager, the quarterback, out of the gun. Out of the option to the right side on a pitch to Whitler. He's brought down. Search to the initial contact. Allen brings him down. It'll be 3rd down and short after a gain of about 3. So about 3rd and 2. About a minute 55 left to go here in the quarter. Again, 33-28 Golden Aces if you've just tuned into the broadcast. Mount Carmel led 13-0 after 1. It was 27-14 at the half. And right now it's 33-28. 3rd and 2. The Rams defense can bend but not break. And they can't bend very much. Quick snap and looking downfield here. And that one is batted away. I didn't see the Ram that got in the way. I thought maybe Sursa. It was Sursa to bat it away. It'll be 4th and 2 with 1:25 left.
Good play by Sursa.
Sursa, the 5'10 junior, got in the way of that one, batted it away. So 4th and 2, and this is a huge 4th down because it's 4th and short. For the Mount Vernon 17. Be easier to say Rams and Aces. From the Rams 17-yard line, the Aces with the football, 4th and 2. Right hash the spot. Rams will stack the box. More of a goal line set here. With a minute 25 to go, and of course the Aces trying to get the Rams offside. We will have a First Mid-Illinois Bank and Trust timeout. First Mid, 34th and Broadway in Mount Vernon. If you ever thought about starting a business or expanding an existing business, First Mid-Illinois Bank and Trust was recently recognized as the 2016 SBA Community Bank of the Year. Stop by First Mid and talk to Michelle about making your business dreams come true. First Mid is an equal opportunity lender. It's been anything but equal opportunity here in the second half. First, the Rams get on the board a couple of times. Quick scores take a 28-27 lead. The Aces come right back with a 72-yard score to take a 33-28 lead. That's where we are right now. So about 8 minutes or so of no offense. 4th and 2 is critical here. The Rams were able to force an incomplete pass on the previous play. Now on the Rams 17-yard line on the right hash. The Aces look for a 4th and short. Rager, the quarterback, 3 to the left, 1 to the right, single back. Rager in for the freshman quarterback Appleby, who left with injury. And now he will roll to the right side. Needs the Ram to close in. He will lean in. Does he get the first down as he steps out of bounds? Looks like for the spot he may be short. Rams are indicating it's first down Mount Vernon. Looks like he might have been short on the play. We'll see where the marker is. We'll see where the play developed. Rams still saying they have it. The official is not doing anything.
I think he's right on top of it. Can't tell.
White hat's going to say first down Rams.
It was just by a hair, Chris. Just by a hair, because that line judge, or the side judge, was standing a foot over the top of the ball in the marker and could not make a call, and then the white hat came in, took one look, and gives the ball to the Mount Vernon Rams.
Fairfield finishes their regular season undefeated. They beat Spencer-Valera-Waltonville Woodlawn 18-6 tonight. Benton falls to Anna Jonesboro 62-28. Now Benton waits. Will they have the playoff points to get in? They're waiting with bated breath on some of these final scores from around the area. 1:21 left to go in the third here. It's 33-28 Rams with the football.
Nick Malone's playing quarterback, Chris.
Malone is indeed the quarterback. And what do we have here? A handoff up the middle goes for nothing. Maybe a loss of one. Simmons had split out to the right side. It was a handoff to Scarborough.
Now let's see if they're just going to flip him now, and if Nick's going to stay at quarterback. It looks like he is. And we're going to shake it up a little here and see what happens. Got to get a couple first downs and get this field flipped in Mount Vernon's advantage, at least going into the fourth quarter. We spent so much time down here on this end of the field, 80 yards away from our own end zone, and we're just kind of caught in a rut down here.
33-28 Aces. 40 seconds left in the third quarter. Man in motion is Maxwell. And this will be a sweep, and Mount Carmel got it figured out very quickly. We'll see where progress stopped.
Yeah.
Man, and it'll be back at the 10-yard line. Third and long. Third about 15 as man, oh man.
We lose there, Chris. About 5.
Yeah.
Jet sweep, nowhere to go. But the outside linebacker, or else the safety, I didn't see which one, shot the gap and met our sweep guy about 4 steps after he took the handoff. And that play had no chance.
At the end of the third quarter, the Mount Carmel Golden Aces 33, the Mount Vernon Rams 28. We'll come back with the 3rd and 15 as we start the fourth quarter in a moment. This is Rams football powered by Community First Bank.
Hi, this is Bria Ashley with Community First Bank. For well over a decade, we've been the official home of true community banking in and around Jefferson County. It's more than just raising the bar on customer service, though, or simply supplying traditional banking services, lending solutions, and supporting our local charities and organizations. We take the most pride in calling ourselves good neighbors. Above all, that's what matters most, community first. It's not only our name, it's our belief. Community First Bank, because local matters.
If you could get rewarded for sleeping, would you? Or for sitting in a comfy chair watching football on TV? That dream job is real thanks to Buffalo Wild Wings. You can come in, watch football, and earn points with Blazing Rewards just for being there. Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports.
Terms and conditions apply. Must be a Blazing Rewards member. To join them for details, visit blazingrewards.com or download the Blazing Rewards app.
Buffalo Wild Wings in Mount Vernon, located right off the interstate on Potomac Boulevard.
Your home for the Mount Vernon Rams is WMIX Sports, powered by Community First Bank.
WMIX, WMIXsports.com. 3rd and 15 for the Mount Vernon Rams from their own 10-yard line as we start the fourth quarter here in the King City. I'm Chris Hugo, Jeff Lonnon alongside. Aces lead is 5. The Rams are going to have to march downfield here. 3rd and 15. Simmons back at quarterback. Out of the pistol. 2 left and 2 right. 2 down territory. It'll be a slant play. It's complete to Evan Leake, the other freshman. As he's spotting for first down yardage, has it. And Leake will be brought down at about the 28 for a gain of 18. From the 10 to about the 28. So first and 10.
That was a pretty ball, wasn't it? Just a slant route. It's a hard route to throw because you got to lead the receiver. And you can't throw it behind him. And if you throw it too far in front of him, obviously he's not going to get it. And then you throw it into that safety linebacker position, and it could get intercepted.
2 left, 2 right again. Simmons trying to march this team downfield. Has a mere span at about the 29, 30. Falls forward about the 32. Maybe a short gain there of about 3. Span doesn't feel very good.
It's a little slow to get up. We need him in the game.
Gosh. Hopefully just a cramp. Hopefully. 11:24 left to go. Here in the fourth quarter, 33-28. It is second down.
And with that pass, Hunter Simmons has hit the 99-yard mark. So the next pass he completes for forward progress will put him over 100 yards on the night.
11:24 mark of the fourth quarter, 33-28 score. Rams trailing the Golden Aces.
But I might add, if we keep losing receivers like this, it's going to be hard to complete a forward pass because we're already down Dameron, and now we've got Span down, and we've only got so many wide receivers out there. And those are obviously two of your most dynamic playmakers in a game where you really need a dynamic play to be made.
So they tend to mirror Span on the field. 33-28 ball game.
It's a cramp. I will say that because she's rubbing the lower part of his calf, and that's painful. He's going to get up.
Centralia beats Mascoutah tonight 42-14. Centralia likely going to get a home game. Carbondale beats Harrisburg 32-22.
Harrisburg was ahead in that game, Chris, for a long time. So the positives are we've thrown two really, really good looking pass plays here. We threw a nice slant route, and we completed that for about 18. We come back and we complete one for about 4. We're at 2nd and 6, and we're starting to flip the field a little bit. We've got the ball out to the 33-yard line, and that's nice to do here in the fourth quarter. And it could pay dividends down the road here.
2nd and 7 for the Rams. 2 left, 2 right for Simmons.
Run it.
He doesn't see anything. He goes ahead and gets it off. Incomplete to Malone.
He caught it.
Thought he had it, but was he down? Was it down by contact? Did he have it, or did it fall incomplete? I see conflicting signals. Incomplete. I didn't think he had it. Okay, it'll be 3rd and 7. Because as he was sliding, it was popping out. He never really had control.
I'm going to tell you what, though. Where else could you have thrown that football?
Right.
Right?
Right.
It was right where it had to be, and there was just a little bobble there as he was diving for it. It may have touched the ground.
Yeah, there's no fault there.
He threw it exactly where it had to be thrown.
Both guys made a great effort.
They did. They did.
Simmons out of the pistol, looking downfield. Another slam play, leak. It'll be a one-hander if he comes up with it. Can't. 4th and 7. Fell incomplete at about the 41. Over the top between the hashes on a slam play. Leak just couldn't come up with it. Out of his reach. Still 33-28 Golden Aces with 11:14 remaining. We're just 46 seconds into this fourth quarter.
You got to punt it. Don't take any undue. You have to punt this ball. Maybe. Yes.
That's what they'll do with plenty of time left. Just have to rely on your defense again. 11:14 mark of the fourth quarter. The action is powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland and Malford and Dix, Woodlawn and Ina.
And you advance the ball 14 yards up the field in that position, and now you're not stuck down there on the 20-yard line. And now the punt's going to go down to, what, about 40-yard line, Chris?
40-yard line where Leak will down it.
So
about 37-yard punt or so. Ball was on the Mount Vernon 33. Now it's on the Mount Carmel 40.
27 yards. Correct?
Nope. 37. 33 to 50. Oh, my bad. You're right. 27.
I know I'm getting old and my mind's not any good, but
whoops.
Give me a little credit.
Hopefully none of my District 201 math teachers are tuned into the broadcast tonight. They'd be thoroughly disappointed. Sorry about that. It'll be a carry right up the middle, though, for Kite. About 9 yards along that far hash. As he's went off tackle, found a seam in the gap. Gained about 8-9. Looks like they're going to spot it about an 8-yard gain, so it'll be 2nd and 2.
And if they can run it up in there north-south for 8 or 9 yards of carry, they may go to more of a ground and pound and not take any chances throwing the football with their second-team quarterback in the game, but we'll see.
10:35 mark of the 4th. 2nd and 2 for the Aces from near midfield at their own 48. 2 left, 1 to the right. Power set for Mount Carmel. It'll be Rager handing off to Kite, who goes again, another off-tackle play. They're having a lot of success in the running game now. As that'll be past midfield, past the 45, down to about the 43-yard line. Gain of about 9.
That's 17 yards on 2 running plays, and they haven't done that this whole entire game, Chris. So the Mount Vernon defense may be tiring just a little bit, and Mount Carmel may sense that, and they may keep running it up in there with Kite.
10:07 left to go here in the 4th. 33-28, Golden Aces, 1st and 10, fresh set of downs for the Mount Vernon 43. Ball on the far hash, Mount Carmel moving left to right. High handoff, high snap, and up and a handoff to Kite, who's going to run it about 8 yards, pushes some Rams defenders back. He's all the way to the 34-yard line, so about a gain of 9, brings up 2nd and short. Rend Lake College powers are streaming. Log on to rlc.edu. See how you can save thousands on your collegiate education. Rend Lake College, your journey starts here.
Boy, if you're Mount Carmel, I don't know. I don't know if you put the ball in the air here. Kite's got 27 yards and 3 carries. And again, the Mount Vernon line starting to look fatigued. And not stopping that inside run near as well.
2nd and 2. Another handoff to Kite. He's going to run it right up the middle and runs right down to the 30.
Yeah.
Plenty of yards for the first down. 9-minute mark of this 4th quarter. 33-28 Golden Aces.
25. Mr. Kite now is carried the ball 4 times in a row. And they got a little power set in there. If you notice, there's a lineman lined up behind the guard on that left side, and they're running behind him. And we haven't seen that the whole game. That's their power set, apparently.
Kite now runs off tackle left. Gets a gain of about 3 or 4 on the play. So another slight gain. They're chunking up yardage right now. They're eating clock, and they lead by 5. So they want to control the clock at this point. Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth.
They're just running lead plays up in there, and they've got a lineman type lined up right behind the guard. He's a big boy, number 77. Now let's see. Yep, there he is again. See him lined up in there right behind the guard. See if they run right up in there behind him again.
Probably on 2nd and 8 from the Mount Vernon 23.
Yep.
Kite the handoff again. It's working. They're going to keep running it. Now he finds near the first down markers. He gets inside the 15. B-Dubs has lunch specials starting at only $6.29, including your drink, Monday through Friday, 10:30 to 2. Come back later for $4 apps from 3 to 6 and 9 to close. Buffalo Wild Wings, wings, beer, sports.
And they have gone to the power game, and this is not something they've shown the entire game, but sensing they need to run some clock, I think they felt like this might be the best thing to do instead of just running 3 and outs and throwing 3 incomplete passes or short gains on the ground out of their normal set.
The Aces lead is 5 with 7:30 to go here in the 4th. 1st and 10 from the 13. Rager trying to run a curl that left side outside the far hash, and then when he went back had to slide. So a slight gain at best, maybe 2nd and 8. 7:18 mark here of the 4th quarter. Still 33-28 Golden Aces. Local Allstate agent Paul Shields is a Rams fan too. For a free insurance review, stop by his office at 2100 Broadway or give him a call. Sponsors are Good Hands Ram of the Week. 7 minutes left to go in regulation.
Hand off to Kite to the right side, Chris.
2nd and 8. And Kite will go off tackle to the right side, be 3rd down as he might have lost a yard.
Yep, that's not hard to predict. You can see it coming. Wherever that power blocker number 77 lines up, that's exactly where they give the ball, and they're just running big lead plays in there behind him. And he did actually pick up a couple yards, Chris.
Wow.
Didn't
Third
look like it.
and about 7 now for the Aces. Ball is on the 10-yard line. 6:25 mark of the fourth quarter. Aces looking to add to this 5-point lead. Rams trying to bend, not break. 2 left, 1 to the right, power set. And now Kite will run it again. He has first down yardage. He dives inside the 5. He'll be at about the 3.
A little inside
First and
counter,
goal.
yeah, a little inside counter or trap play, I think. But regardless, big blocker in there, number 77. He's
What?
reported as eligible. Apparently, he's a lineman lining up in the backfield.
Wow, Rams get a huge break. They do not spot it probably
do
where they
not.
should
It's
have.
fourth-
So it'll be 4th and short.
Fourth down, Chris.
Huge break for the Rams. Now the Rams have to come up with a big stop. Power set again. Kite, the running back here for the quarterback, Rager, who's on.
Wants the handoff to the left.
And now on 4th and short, the Rams are offsides. Tried to time a possible tackle in the backfield for a loss and run offsides. Huge penalty there. First and goal for the Aces.
Got a hold up there. You got to know that's coming. Just watch the ball. Watch the ball. That's all you got to do is just watch the ball. Don't go until it moves. But regardless, they haven't scored yet, Chris, and now we got to make a goal line stand.
5:32 left, first and goal for the Aces from the 2-yard line after the half the distance to the goal, offsides penalty, and this will be an easy run by Kite, but a last-second
Good.
tackle at about the 2. Jones comes up with the tackle there.
And what looked like was going to be an easy touchdown was met by Mr. Jones in the hole.
So it'll be second and goal from about the 1. Big play by Jordan Jones.
This possession's been devastating, Chris. They're on about their 4th minute of holding this ball, and that matches any possession by either team all night long. In fact, it far surpasses it in terms of possession time on the clock.
So it'll be second and goal from the 1-yard line. 4:55 remains here in the fourth quarter. 33-28 Ram deficit. We will have a flag. Nope, we'll have timeout. Timeout sponsored by First Mid-Illinois Bank and Trust. If you're looking for your first checking account with a convenient debit card, stop by First Mid at the corner of South 34th and Broadway and ask about basic student checking. It's an account designed just for students. 33-28 score. Rams down 5, but it's second and goal from the 1 for the Mount Carmel Golden Aces. Both teams will talk it over in their timeout huddles. About 4:50 left to go. Rams led 28-27 at one point. We have not seen a lot of offense since about the 9-minute mark of the third. None whatsoever, as a matter of fact, in terms of points on the board.
Well, the most offense we've seen from either squad's just been this last possession by Mount Carmel. And Mr. Kite has been the star here for them. And Mount Carmel removed a receiver, a slot receiver. They put in a big blocking back, and they just decided they were going to play power football with Mount Vernon, and Mount Vernon has not been able to meet the challenge in this drive.
33-28, 4:50 mark, fourth quarter. Aces looking to add to their 5-point lead. Second and goal from the 1-yard line. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Power set for the Aces. The back is Kite. Another handoff up the middle. He tries to dive forward. Rams may have stopped him, but the ball crossed the plane. Rams say no.
I don't see a signal.
Stop short.
Yep.
So third and goal from the 1.
Is that Mr. Kite over the top?
Yeah, he tried.
He tried. He did not get it.
And it was a team effort that time, no doubt, for the Rams.
Well,
third and goal from the half-yard marker.
You gotta like the effort. That's really hard down there to stop somebody that close to the goal line. What you have to be careful for now is a quarterback sneak, because the ball's on the line almost, and now anything forward from the quarterback, a forward surge. Nope, they're going to line him up in shotgun. Thought they'd put him behind center.
And now
He dropped
Kite
the ball.
again dropped the
That's a fumble.
football. Kite dropped the football shy of the goal line. Who has it? It'll be fourth and goal. If the Aces have it, it'll be first down for the Rams if they have it. They'll peel them off the pile as the clock
Well,
has about 3:50 left to go in the fourth quarter. This will be 4th and goal for the Aces from about the half-yard line.
and that clock just ticked off about 25 or 30 seconds while the referees were figuring out who had the ball. And it's 4th down.
Huge goal line stand here. It's just shy of the goal line, between the hashes, inside a half yard even. 4th down for the Aces. The Rams line has been coming up huge here in this goal line stand. Out of the gun again. Same power set for the Aces. 2 left, 1 right. On 4th and goal from the 1. The Rams know what's coming. Did they stop him?
Yeah,
did they stop him? It looks like they did. Kite does not get in. And the Rams will take over. 1st and 10 from their own half-yard line. We do have an injured Ram on the field. 3:03 left to go on what might be the most crucial drive of the season.
Well,
it will be. No doubt about it. I mean, it is.
We got 99 yards to go in 3 minutes and 3 seconds. But the more impressive thing, regardless of what happens here, you know that anything can happen now. But that's an impressive defensive stand right there, because Mount Carmel marched the ball effortlessly for about 60 to 65 yards. And on the 66th one they needed to get, they couldn't get it in 4 downs. And that's a testament to the Mount Vernon defense.
Now out of the pistol, pretty well in their own end zone, on their own 1-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Rams between the hashes. They move right to left. Snap is low. Simmons going to have to get rid of it in a hurry. He is still in the end zone. Gets out of it, though. Gains a couple of yards. A bit of breathing room there if you're the Rams. It'll be 2nd down and about 7, maybe 8. Yeah, about the 3, so 2nd and 7.
So you got about 1.
So that thing was pretty well on the goal line where they spotted it on the turnover on downs. 2:38 left to go in the fourth quarter.
And now you need to start thinking about some timeouts, because you're at 2:32 and precious seconds are starting to go away.
Simmons, the quarterback, out of the pistol. Scarborough, the tailback. 2 left, 2 right. Looking down for the slant pass, complete to Spann. He is at the 5, now to the 10, leans forward to about the 15-yard line. Gain of about 12. 2:14 mark. Clock will pause as the chains move, and so a big gain there for Amir Spann. 2:14 to go here in the fourth quarter. 33-28 Aces. Rams trying to march downfield and see if they can't pick up their first win of the year in their final game and stop a 20-game losing streak. Leak in motion from left to right. Simmons, the quarterback, out of the pistol. Looking downfield to the left, being chased. He will dump it off, and it'll be complete to Spann. He needs to get out of bounds. He will get out of bounds at about the 32. A gain of about 17 stops the clock with 1:55 remaining. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Rams. So the ball will be on the 31 on the near hash.
And I like the fact they're throwing it to the boundary and getting out of bounds without having to burn timeouts. That's excellent.
Community First Bank of the Heartland is the official voice of the Rams and Lady Rams here on WMIX. Mount Vernon, Dix, Woodlawn, and Ina, welcome back to Personal Banking. 2 left, 2 right are the Ram receivers for the freshman quarterback, Hunter Simmons. 2-step, 3-step drop, rolling to the right side, looking for a target. Surse is on the right side. He's open. He'll make a sliding catch. Looks like it's complete. He does have it. Just shy of the 40 to about the 38. The Rams got to move. Got to move.
We got about gain of 7.
They have 2 timeouts. 1:40 left to go in the fourth quarter. Rams got to move. They're sluggish. Simmons is a quarterback out of the pistol on 2nd and 2. The ball is on their own 39. Still 61 yards to go, and they are going to run it. They're going to run it. And they need to call a timeout here with 1:23 to go. Haven't called a timeout yet. Now call a timeout. Sponsored by First Mid-Illinois Bank and Trust. Lost a lot of valuable time there. It'll be 3rd down and about 7 as we come out of this First Mid-Illinois Bank and Trust timeout. If you need a home loan, see Dwayne Gully for all of your mortgage needs at First Mid-Illinois Bank and Trust in the corner of 34th and Broadway in Mount Vernon. Well, the Rams ran it there on I know it was an option, but the option was the run. That probably cost them about 30 seconds. The play was dead with 1:25 Took a while to get the timeout called. So probably, in the grand scheme of life, lost about 35 seconds. But now you stop the clock here on the timeout. You still have one left.
Well, you can't get it back.
Nope.
And I kind of get the fact that you got 3 to go there, and if you get the first down, the clock stops.
Sure.
You know, you are at a favorable down and distance to run the football, and you do get the clock stop, but the problem is getting to 3 yards, and if you don't get it, what are the consequences? And you know, that's just a deal where they rolled the dice, and it didn't work out, and now, of course, you're in a situation where you have to throw the football. In fact, you're at 4-down territory now. No matter what, you have to throw the football, I think, because I just don't think the run game is there right now. And even if it was, there's only a minute 18, and we got to move the ball down the field in big chunks.
3rd and 7 with a minute 18 left to go. Ball on their own 34. Leak will be in motion to the right slot. 3 to the right side. Simmons going to get a huge block in the backfield from Scarborough, but his man's still on the feet. So Simmons rolling to the left side. He's at the 30. Going to have to do something.
Get out.
Doesn't get out of bounds. Stays in bounds and gets a slight gain. It'll be 4th down.
Fine.
They say he was out. He was down before he went out from my perspective. That's huge. There's White Hat saying wind the clock. So a minute 4 left to go. It's 4th and 7 for the Rams. This is the game right here. The Rams will have 2 to the left, 2 to the right, more than likely. They'll have a man in the backfield. Clock is rolling. I don't know if they know that.
Well, there's still plenty of time. I mean, we're not down inside of 10 seconds. And then the Rams take a timeout. So and that's probably smart, because I don't think that was going to have a good result, because I don't think we were quite on the same page about what we wanted to do there. So the safe thing is to take a timeout, regroup. And here's where, Chris, you probably need to get 2 plays called in this timeout huddle. So you're not running it play A and then having to huddle up and then running, the next play. You call play A and play B, and then you get right on the ball, and you're maximizing your time, that you do have left.
For the Rams, 46 seconds remain. It's 4th and 5 coming out of the first Mid-Illinois Bank and Trust timeout. 46 seconds left to go. Chris Hugo, Jeff Lonnon alongside the Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth. Rams Athletics on your radio is powered by the official voice of the Mountford and Rams Community First Bank of the Heartland. It'll be on the 36-yard line in Ram territory. Still 64 yards to go in 46 seconds. Can the Rams snap this 20-game losing streak? 33-28, Golden Aces on top. Rams trying to march down the field with the freshman quarterback getting the start tonight, Hunter Simmons. Simmons breaks away from a sack, but got rid of the football to avoid the sack, but it was 4th down. And the Rams will turn it over on downs, and the Golden Aces are going to win this ballgame.
Gutsy effort, Chris.
Great effort.
Gutsy effort. That's hard to do, go 99 yards at the high school level for any team. And you know what? They got it out of there, and they got it out here to about the, 37, 38. And they just stalled. They had that one bad play there where they went backwards and kind of killed their momentum. But you know what? They didn't choke it up down there on the 2-yard line and get sacked for a safety or whatever. They fought and got it out here and got themselves in a position where had they completed a couple more passes, they would have been in range of the end zone to maybe throw one down there and have a chance. So, and how about the defensive stand from the 1 just to get them in this position?
Absolutely.
So, I don't know. It's very frustrating, I know, but you got a lot to be proud of with the effort tonight from the Mount Vernon Rams for sure.
33-28, Golden Aces. Golden Aces won a first Mid-Illinois Bank and Trust timeout. Up 5, 33-28. No timeouts for anybody left.
And I believe Mount Carmel now just take a knee.
At First Mid-Illinois Bank and Trust, they're your one-stop financial resource. In addition to banking services, First Mid also offers wealth management and insurance. 40.8 seconds to go here in the ballgame. 33-28 score. Mount Carmel going to win this. They'll be 5-4. Probably won't have the playoff points to get in. There's going to be teams with more playoff points that won't get in either. More than likely tomorrow when the names are called and the 256 are decided. A great effort by your Mount Vernon Rams tonight as Rager will take a knee. Community First Bank of the Heartland is community-oriented, putting you first, putting the community first. It's not just their name, it's what they believe. Mount Vernon, Dix, Woodlawn, and Ina, celebrating 10 years. 24 seconds left, 33-28 score. Now Carmel will take another knee, and that'll be all she wrote. The Rams will close their regular season with a winless record, but they improved immensely tonight, and they improved immensely over the course of the year, and I know they've lost 21 straight now, but looked a heck of a lot better this year than they did at any point a year ago. We'll come back. We'll talk about it in our Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac postgame show. Final score tonight, the Mount Carmel Golden Aces 33, the Mount Vernon Rams 28. We'll take a break and come back. This is Rams football powered by Community First Bank.
All right, listen. We didn't invent lunch. No, we're not really in that line of business. But we did make lunch better because we are in that line of business. We made up a thing called the B-Dubs Fast Break Lunch. It's a collection of your favorite B-Dubs food. As we all know, lunch with your favorite food is a better lunch. It sounds simple, but it's taken ages for mankind to arrive at this solution. Sorry we weren't involved in this lunch situation sooner. Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports.
According to FoxBusiness.com, automobile insurance providers estimate that on average, a person will experience 3 to 4 auto collisions in a lifetime. So the big question is, how do you know where to bring your vehicle after you've been in an accident? This is Chase Landers from Landers Towing and Collision Centers in Mount Vernon and Salem. It's easy for me to say that Landers is where you should always consider anytime you suffer damage to your vehicle. And here's why. Not only do we offer limited lifetime warranty on all repairs and refinishes, but we also complete the repairs using the highest quality refinish products the market has to offer. Landers is also a direct repair facility for most insurance carriers, and in many cases provide a courtesy vehicle or easier access to a rental. We understand what it's like to be in a bind. If unfortunate circumstances fall upon you, we offer prompt RV collision repair services, towing, and heavy-duty towing and collision as well. That's why we feel comfortable saying we're the best. So come see the professionals in Mount Vernon and Salem, or feel free to look us up at landersauto.com. Big or small, Landers fixes them all. Call 1-888-LANDERS. That's 1-888-LANDERS.
After 100 years of sleep, the beautiful princess is waking up on the Ren Lake College stage for the 2017 fall play, The Sleeping Beauty of Loreland. The family-friendly show is filled with drama, comedy, and even a sword fight, and promises to give a new spin on the classic fairy tale. The play opens at 7 p.m. November 2nd through 4th and 2 p.m. November 5th in the RLC Theater in Ina. Tickets cost $12. Contact the box office to reserve your seat today at 618-437-5321. We look forward to seeing you at the Ren Lake College play, The Sleeping Beauty of Loreland, November 2nd through 5th.
As part of our 10 years of Community First celebration, we're proud to bring you Community Love, a local fundraising program supporting local causes. Hi, this is Joanne Joy, Vice President of Community First Bank. Unlike national or regional initiatives, Community Love supports local programs with local dollars. As good stewards, Community First Bank will be matching your donations. We invite you to show your community love by supporting those in need. Look for pledge forms at businesses in Jefferson County and our 5 banking locations and donate today. Community First Bank, Local Matters, member FDIC.
This is Mount Vernon Rams football from WMIX Sports. The Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac postgame show starts now.
AM 940, 96.5 FM, and WMIXsports.com. The Mount Vernon Rams fall tonight 33-28 to the Mount Carmel Golden Aces, as the Aces will finish their season with a record of 5-4, unlikely with a lack of playoff points to make the postseason. The Rams will wrap up their season with a mark of 0-9. Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac sponsors our postgame show. See their service department at 3423 Broadway in Mount Vernon. You can schedule your service appointment online at schmidtchevrolet.com or schmidtcadillac.com. As a matter of fact, I did that today, got in and out. In fact, dropped it off early and got it back within minutes of my appointment even being scheduled. It's that quick at 3423 Broadway in Mount Vernon. 33-28. Golden Aces win it tonight. We'll tell you about our next Rams broadcast, when that will be. We know it'll be the week of Thanksgiving on that Monday night. The Pyramid Plus tournament will be hosted by the Heron the Marion Wildcats this year. Ryan Gadiski and the Marion Wildcats will host the Pyramid Plus tournament this year. We'll talk about all that coming up on the Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac postgame show, scoring and stats, and so much more. 33-28 the final. Mount Carmel wins it tonight. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports.
When it comes to orthopedics, you want personal care that gets you back in action. And now you have a center of excellence close to home. Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois offers convenient access to leading-edge orthopedics, providing the latest in surgical and non-invasive care, as well as the most advanced imaging services for orthopedic conditions of all kinds. We also specialize in providing total joint replacement, spine surgery, sports medicine, and offer an on-site physical rehabilitation center. Get back in action with Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. Visit online at orthocenter-si.com or call 242-3778.
Hi, this is Joanne Joy, Senior Vice President at Community First Bank. For well over a decade, we've been the official home of true community banking in and around Jefferson County. And beyond simply supplying traditional banking services, lending solutions, and supporting our local charities and organizations, we take the most pride in calling ourselves good neighbors. Above all, that's what matters most, community first. It's not our name, it's our belief. Community First Bank, local matters, member FDIC.
Back to Mount Vernon Rams football, powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland.
AM 940, 96.5 FM, and WMIXsports.com all over here from Ken Hunt Stadium. The Mount Vernon Rams conclude their season with a 33-28 loss to the Mount Carmel Golden Aces. But the Rams tried some new things tonight. They started freshman quarterback Hunter Simmons, sent junior quarterback into a wide receiver, Nick Malone, and everybody played pretty well tonight. Of course, they did lose an offensive skill player to an ejection, so that did not help matters any for the Mount Vernon Rams tonight. Good evening again. I'm Chris Hugo. Jeff Lonnon is alongside on the broadcast tonight. Avery Barton with us in the Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth. Audrey Southard back at the Mount Vernon studio tonight, as we'll have scoring and stats and plenty more coming up on the Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac post-game show, 3423 Broadway in Mount Vernon, worldwide at schmidtcadillac.com and schmidtchevrolet.com. We'll take a look at some final scores from around the area on a Tony Wilt State Farm scoreboard update. Carbondale may have spoiled some playoff hopes tonight. They beat the Harrisburg Bulldogs 32-22. Both Mount Carmel and Benton, among others, needed that Harrisburg playoff point. Anna Jonesboro beats Benton 62-28. Good season, regular season for Brett Deering and the Anna Jonesboro Wildcats. Fairfield Mules in the regular season undefeated. Cessford Woodlawn Waltonville ends at 8-1 after the Mules beat the Red Devils 18-6. Hamilton County gets their first win of the year tonight. They beat CZR 62-14. And taking a look at some other scores, I know Centralia won big tonight, 42-7, 42-14 over the Mascoutah Indians. Marion Wildcats beat the Mattoon Greenway 56-0, so the Wildcats make their 13th straight postseason. Among others, Chester got a win tonight over Edwards County BDC play 47-35. Other scores from around the area: Carlisle beats Pinckneyville 38-14. Last check, Altoff was leading Houston Christian in the fourth quarter 41-14. Nashville, big win tonight over the West Frankfort Redbirds, 42-38. So that's a big win for the Nashville Hornets to conclude their regular season. Also, the Black Diamond El Dorado beats Johnson City 30-8. Other games: Highland finishes with a perfect regular season, 63-6 final score as they beat Charleston tonight. Triad may have dashed the playoff hopes of Mount Zion 21-7 tonight. So a lot of look at some scores. Sponsored by your State Farm agent in Mount Vernon, Tony Wilt. Walk in, call in, or click in like a good neighbor. State Farm is there. Look for that white State Farm Jeep around town. Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac sponsors our post-game show, 3423 Broadway in Mount Vernon, or worldwide at schmidtchevrolet.com. Don't forget about that Cadillac luxury on the web at schmidtcadillac.com. As we take a look, I believe, at some scoring and stats of this one, as the Rams definitely performed much better tonight than they did a week ago.
There were a lot of stats in this game, and there's no way I could have kept them all, but I kept the important ones. For Mount Carmel, They rushed the ball 39 times for 147 yards. They were 18 of 39 through the air for 342 yards with one interception, for a grand total of 489 yards of total offense for the Mount Carmel Golden Aces, and that's a bunch. Mount Vernon had 19 rushes for just 11 total yards. They were 12 for 26 through the air for 193 yards and one interception. And that was all Hunter Simmons, with the exception of Nick Malone, who had the big halfback pass for 58 yards in the third quarter that started the comeback to Dameron. Mount Vernon finished this game at 158 total yards. So it's a mismatch in yards in this game for sure. It doesn't really show the final score at 489 to 158. First downs, Mount Carmel almost doubled Mount Vernon. They had 15 and Mount Vernon had 8. Punts, Mount Carmel went for it a lot on fourth down tonight because they were in an advantageous field position, so they only really punted one time for 30 yards. Mount Vernon had to punt it 7 times for 180 yards for a 25.7-yard average. In the turnover game, Mount Carmel turned the ball over 3 times. They fumbled the ball 3 times. They only lost it twice. And they did throw 1 interception for a total of 3 turnovers. Mount Vernon had 2 turnovers with a fumble and an interception. Penalties, not a lot of penalties in this game. Mount Carmel only penalized 3 times for 30 yards, and Mount Vernon was penalized 4 times for 35 yards. Score by quarters. Mount Carmel opened this game a 66-yard TD pass by Appleby in the first quarter. The kick was good. It was 7-0. Then in the first quarter, a 3-yard run by Blake Knight. The kick was no good, and it was 13-0. Then Appleby came back with a 6-yard pass. The kick was good, and the route seemed to be on at that point because that made it 20-0. But that's before Hunter Simmons hit a 58-yard touchdown pass to Mr. Dameron. The kick was good, and the score was then 20-7. That was in the second quarter. Again in the second quarter, a 3-yard run by Appleby. The kick was good, and it was 27-7. And then finally in the second quarter, with 1:28 remaining, Noel Leake came back with a 9-yard run for Mount Vernon. The kick was good, and the game was at 27-14 going in at halftime. In the third quarter, Nick Malone started the first possession, first play, with a beautiful halfback pass from Hunter Simmons, and Nick threw the ball downfield to Isaiah Dameron for a 58-yard touchdown pass. The kick was no good, and that made the score 27-20. And then probably the highlight of the game for the Rams, Isaiah Dameron's 30-yard punt return. And then we had Cade Scarborough run the 2-point conversion in at that time to take the lead, 28-27. A gutsy call right there at 27-26 to go for 2, and the Rams convert. And they took the lead right there, 28-27 at 9:33 of the third quarter. And just for a brief minute, we thought maybe, just maybe, this game was going to go the Rams' way. But just as soon as we thought that, Mount Carmel, with their backup quarterback in the game, Rager, threw a little bitty out pass, a little stop route right out from the line of scrimmage, and their receiver took the ball 72 yards up the boundary. The pass was no good because they went for 2. And that made the score 33-28. After that, there was no more scoring, despite both teams fighting like heck to get another score. And it was quite an exciting quarter and a half there to watch these two teams battle, but neither one could convert, get the ball in the end zone, and the score ended at 33-28, Mount Vernon.
There you have it. There's your scoring and stats of this one. We need to take a break here on your Schmitz Chevrolet Cadillac post game. We'll come back. We will have your 3 stars of the game, plus plenty more discussion, of course, with the end result. We just need to get a quick break in before we hit a certain mark of time. We'll come back and we'll have plenty more to talk about on your Schmitz Chevrolet Cadillac post game show. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports.
If you could get rewarded for sleeping, would you? Or for sitting in a comfy chair watching football on TV? That dream job is real thanks to Buffalo Wild Wings. You can come in, watch football, and earn points with Blazing Rewards just for being there. Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports.
Terms and conditions apply. Must be a Blazing Rewards member. To join and for details, visit BlazingRewards.com or download the Blazing Rewards app.
Buffalo Wild Wings in Mount Vernon, located right off the interstate on Potomac Boulevard.
After 100 years of sleep, the beautiful princess is waking up on the Rinley College stage for the 2017 fall play, The Sleeping Beauty of Loreland. The family-friendly show is filled with drama, comedy, and even a sword fight, and promises to give a new spin on the classic fairy tale. The play opens at 7 p.m. November 2nd through 4th and 2 p.m. November 5th in the RLC Theater in Ina. Tickets cost $12. Contact the box office to reserve your seat today at 618-437-5321. We look forward to seeing you at the Rinley College play, The Sleeping Beauty of Loreland, November 2nd through 5th.
This is Mount Vernon Rams football from WMIX Sports. The 3 stars of the game are next.
WMIX, WMIXsports.com. Back to wrap up your Schmidt-Chevrolet Cadillac post-game show. One final time from Kinhunt Stadium in 2017. 33-28 the final score. The Mount Carmel Golden Aces finished their regular season 5-4. The Rams will wrap it up, unfortunately, winless at 0-9. Jeff Lonnon alongside. I'm Chris Hugo, and Coach, is always tough in this case to pick your 3 stars of the game, but there were a lot of guys step up tonight, and I don't care which order we go. I know the Rams defense on that last drive when they stopped Mount Carmel. This wasn't 4th and 1. Well, 4th and goal from the 1. This was 4th and goal from inches. 3rd and goal from inches. 2nd and goal from inches. And the Rams stopped all 3 times, and I just thought that was huge, and in some way they need to be honored for that. The question remains is the other 2 stars in this 3-star of the game process. I mean, Hunter Simmons comes in and makes his first varsity start tonight. And the flip side of the coin, you have Nick Malone, who has to start in a new position tonight. Did pretty well, all things considered. Hunter Simmons, I thought, did very well tonight. And, you really look around at the rest of the field, and somebody, the offensive line's not getting enough credit for the protection that they provided Hunter Simmons many times tonight. There were times that he had to run for his life, but, they did pretty well against what I thought beefier Mount Carmel D-line. So there's so many options.
There are, but if I narrow it down, I've got to make Hunter Simmons one of these guys just for stepping up at such a young guy into a varsity football game at this level and playing with such composure. I mean, he just did not get rattled tonight. I was worried about him a little bit, as I would be any freshman quarterback. Doesn't matter who it is. If you're a freshman's a freshman. And he looked very comfortable from the first snap of the game on. And I thought some of the plays that he made tonight were really plays he didn't make, if that makes sense. A lot of kids, he got flushed tonight a lot out of the pocket. And there's a lot of times he could have just panicked and thrown the ball up for grabs. And because he didn't do that, I think he probably avoided turning the ball over and giving Mount Carmel a couple extra possessions to really put this game out of hand. So he was smart tonight, back there. Mature beyond his age, I think is what we would call it. So I have to make him one of those guys, but I don't want to forget Nick Malone, who stepped into another position this week to try to get another athlete on the field, and that's hard when you're the quarterback for a team to step out of that role and get there and play. And it was so nice to see Nick able to complete that 58-yard halfback pass that really sparked this crowd and got this team, to the point where they really believed, I think, at that point that they were going to win this game. I think we went at halftime, and I think we thought we could, but when we hit that play, I think they really got to a point where they thought they were going to win the game. And you know what? They almost did. So I've got to give a shout-out to Nick for that. And as you said, the entire defense, who really from the 8:35 mark on tonight shut Mount Carmel down and did not let them get back in the end zone and kept the game at 1 score for the offense. So you've got to take your hat off and just say, great job. That's the kind of defense you want. When the chips are down and you got to make plays for your offense, you don't want a defense out there that's, got holes in it. And they didn't have many holes that last quarter and a half, and they gave the offense every opportunity. It's just that we could not quite find a way to get it in the zone. So I agree with you on the defense. I agree with the fact that Hunter Simmons should be one of our guys. And I think Nick Malone, whether he's one of our guys or not, deserves some kind of recognition or at least mention. And I thought Amir Span played very hard tonight, too, to the point where he was cramping up and just couldn't go anymore there for a while. So there's a lot, you could go on and on. There's just a lot of great efforts out there, and it's just unfortunate that we couldn't pull this off. That would have meant a whole lot of it would have taken a whole lot of stress off a lot of people, and get that streak behind us and going into the next year. But it didn't happen, and it's a tough game. So we got to rebuild and lift weights, get in the off season, make the commitment. And it's a good young group, I think, coming. That'll be supplemented by some competitive upperclassmen as well. And I think you'll see this come to an end next year as far as our losing streak goes. But you have to not forget the kids of this year, because it's easy to win. I mean, winning is easy. But, character comes out when you lose. Are you going to stay with it? Are you going to keep fighting? Are you going to quit and turn your stuff in? There's a lot of decisions that get made when you're 0-8 or 0-9. It's easy to have fun when you're 9-0. Everybody's on board then. But when you go through a year like this and a year like last year, the kids who are out there in week 9 are the kids who didn't give up, and I think that shows some character.
Absolutely. Final thoughts?
Final thoughts? Basketball starts in 2 weeks.
It does, and that's what's hard to believe.
Practice.
Yes. And our next Rams broadcast will be Monday, November the 20th, as the Rams head to the Pyramid Plus tournament for boys basketball. And that'll start before you know it. Our next Lady Rams broadcast, believe it or not, is Monday. Lady Rams Volleyball Regional, they welcome the Alney Tigers to Shagnon Gymnasium. Stanley A. Shagnon Gymnasium, as a matter of fact, as the signage is up. So there we go. Well, for the Rams, tough football season. 0-9. Much improvement along the way, but I'm here to tell you, never at one point this season looked anything like they did a year ago. Always looked much improved, always looked better, and that's a testament to the kids that stayed with this program and stayed committed to this program. And it's great to be here every step of the way. For everybody that worked with me this year, Jeff Lonnon, obviously, Chad Baker, Terry Milt, Scott Gamber, for all of us at WMIX Sports, thank you for taking the time to listen and or watch Rams football this year. And thank you to our sponsors for supporting our broadcast. One final time from Kinhunt Stadium. The Mount Carmel Golden Aces, 33. The Mount Vernon Rams, 28. We'll talk to you tomorrow on the Saturday Sports Show. For all of these great people at WMIX Sports, I'm Chris Hugo. Good night.
Rams football on WMIX.